You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. It's Raising the Vibration right here on LA Talk Radio. Welcome to our 1-year anniversary party. This is an exciting day of firsts. This is the official 1-year anniversary 1 year ago on November 9th on my mom's birthday. So happy birthday to Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Seeing our country going crazy on my mother's birthday, on my first without her, I decided that instead of just burying my head in the sand and never getting out of bed or getting really angry and fighting with people I didn't know on Facebook, that I would start a peace movement, even though I had absolutely no idea how to start a peace movement or really even what a peace movement was. And that's what the last however many months and now 12 of my life has been. And this is really sort of where my heart lives now, at I Am Raising the Vibration of the nation and the world. We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. And tonight you're going to see friends, guests. I'm going to introduce you to members of my new Vibration Council. We are currently in the process of getting our nonprofit status.
Oh, great.
And then we will be at raisingthevibration.org. We're getting our websites built. And in the meantime, we're here with you. We just had a very successful 1-year anniversary party at the Hollywood Improv Sunday night with wonderful people.
It was great.
And so many of you were there, and I'm so excited. And also a first, I have never done a social media live video. It's one of those things I always say I'm going to do, and I never do. So tonight we are live on Facebook Live, and it's the first time I've ever done it. So here's who I have in the studio. Next to me, of course, a lady who needs no introduction, my wonderful friend Dee Wallace, whom I love and adore. And you have been not only a wonderful friend, but very much a spiritual mentor to me, too. And because you raise the vibration like nobody's business. So
I try.
And when I first started this Raising the Vibration radio show, I made a little tiny list of my bucket list of people I wanted to have on first, and you were my third guest. So you were in that first one. I know, you were wonderful.
I was so behind this.
And I'm so glad that you're here, and now you're here on our anniversary party.
I know.
A couple people are in this studio that I couldn't be here without tonight. In the corner, our wonderful publicist, Ken Werther, who has been with me from the very beginning, who came on right as the movement was starting.
Absolutely.
And you were so supportive of everything that we were doing here, and you said that you were looking to get involved in something that was positive, and this was, and you did our press release, and you really kind of gave us some legitimacy in the very beginning, and you've been my publicist for years and years, and I don't know what I would do without you, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
This whole show is going to kind of be a love fest. I hope that's okay with everybody.
We can use that.
We like
That's
love.
okay.
Speaking of that, too, anybody who knows me knows I can't draw a stick figure. So when it comes to graphics, I'm dead. So in this corner right here is the wonderful L.A. Weiss, my best friend since I was 14, and really, honestly, in my soul, my sister. 14. And she said, I have a friend named Diane, and she's a graphic artist. Why don't you call her? So I called this wonderful lady who's in the corner here, Diane Piak, who I didn't even know, and said, you don't know me, but I just started a peace movement, and would you design our logo? So all of the beautiful graphics that you see, I have some here, this beautiful being and this beautiful, all of this is all Diane's brilliance. Beautiful. And she has done every bit of graphics that you see for the site, on Facebook, on social media, at our events, our banner, our logo, all of it. It's all Diane. Thank you, my friend.
You're awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's something this powerful, or this sort of movement. It just flows really easily, and it was just a thrill. I mean,
thank you.
Quite honest.
Well, and you know, Dee, because you've always been spiritual, and you've always been an actor and a teacher. But when you
sometimes that two don't go together.
And a learner. But when you started telling people that you were also spiritual, and you started sort of coaching acting from a spiritual perspective, it's a big step to sort of come out of that closet and say, this is who I am, and this is what I believe, and I'm incorporating this into my life, and sometimes people think you're crazy.
It didn't bother me.
No, it didn't bother me.
It didn't bother, and I get that question all the time. How can you do all these horror films and justify doing your healing work. And my answer is, look, I've been studying fear all my life, and we're the ones we should be afraid of. I'm just saying.
That sure turns
That
out
makes
to
me
be
feel
true, yeah.
Well, I'll admit now that when I'm not doing my healing work, I'm pretty much watching horror films. So.
Me too.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's the work that we do. Next to me, this wonderful man who has come on board this summer as part of the Vibration Council, the amazing Jeffrey Paul J.P. Morgan. What would I do without you, my friend? You are...
A lot.
No. This summer, with all the things that... I can be a little scattered in the head, as all of you know.
Sheena, no.
It's true. D, it's
No.
true. D, it's true. Sometimes the brain doesn't work.
D, it's true.
And JP has been so wonderful because he's very linear. He's a triple Gemini, so everything is very linear.
Don't
So
put your
he'll
brain.
sometimes I call him and just say, "Oh, honey, can you just tell me? Can we just walk through this step by step?" And he helps me get through things and write things down. And I'm also doing starting. They'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks a series of memes for them from the movement, and
great.
he's helping me put them together and do the graphics for them. So poor Diane doesn't have to do everything because we've taxed her enough. And then our newest member of the council is my wonderful friend Patty Negri, who has also been very much a kind of a spiritual mentor to me.
Honored to be here. Thank you so much for asking
it's
me. I
an
love
honor
what
to
you're
have you.
doing. We need what you're doing.
Yes.
And happy to be a part of it. Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you're all here. And people are going to be calling in throughout the show and throughout the hour, and then we'll put our headphones on and we'll listen and talk to them. Dee, why don't you tell us why you think it's important that we all keep our vibrations high, always, but especially now in this time?
Because there's so many low ones.
And
Just
that's our show.
saying,
Good
have
night.
you noticed?
Cut to
And,
the chase.
somebody's got to be the balance. And if we don't hold the balance, let me put it in a positive way. When we do hold the balance and create from ourselves that place of love and focused love, then we help hold the balance for everyone who does not know how to do that or who does not choose to do that. And that's why I think it's really important that those of us who can, against all odds, go, I love you anyway.
Yeah.
I accept you anyway. I know there is a high reason for all of this chaos right now, and
Oh,
I think it's really important.
It's interesting. When I first started this and I started telling people, so we were fresh out of the election, so November, I had some people say to me, and Ken and I did a show right around that time and we talked about this, say, what do you think you're doing with this peace and love shit? We're at war. Don't you understand this is a war? Well, sure, I understand it's a war, and to that I always respond, it's a war between darkness and light that has always been there, between positive people and negative people. This didn't just happen last year. Negative people bring us down, positive people bring us up. You're either adding to the vibration or you're being negative to the vibration. So,
And it's a choice.
and it's a choice.
And people really have to make that choice right now. I think, one of our challenges in the spiritual world is that we give the responsibility away to God, the guides, the angels, whomever, and we give the lack of responsibility around why we can't do things to our parents and our teachers and our churches and, and until we go, really, the buck stops here. I make the positive vibration and I shift the negative vibration right here, then you don't move forward.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody's phones are going off because we're on Facebook Live.
My
No,
phone
it's
is
totally
not
okay.
going off.
Well,
My
let me
phone's on
see.
mute.
Just so I could see, comments and things, but the sound was on, so.
And and our first caller's calling in. Everyone put their headphones on.
Oh, Mickey Mouse ears.
Here we go. We've all got our headphones on now. We are live, of course, here on LA Talk Radio. It's Raising the Vibration 1-year anniversary party. Welcome to the show. Is this my friend Crystal Chappelle?
Yes, it is.
How are
Happy
you, my friend?
anniversary.
Thank you, my friend. It's so wonderful to have you with us.
I am wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
You know what? You've been a guest on Raising the Vibration Radio, and you are somebody who is continually raising the vibration. I think that maybe people don't sometimes understand how the work that you do with your fans and with the people that you work with on Venice and on many projects you've created, and fans of television projects you've been in, you really sort of have a beautiful ideology about how you treat the people that love your art. And I think that's such a beautiful thing, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I consider it a privilege, to be able to do what I do and to work with people who, can give love and receive it, and it's a lovely, lovely existence.
And you were one of those people that I wanted to get on Raising the Vibration Radio, and I wanted to get involved in the movement. And because we were just sort of getting to know each other, I thought, this woman's going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to call her up, start talking about peace and love and kindness and a movement. And you had done the show to talk about your series Venice with your husband, and I just started bringing it up. And you were really amazingly supportive. And it's one of those things, I think, where you can sort of tell if people are your people or not your people by how they respond when you start talking about peace and love and kindness.
Yeah, because it's a practice, it's a way of life. So and yes, especially, you want to find your tribe. You want to find those people who can lift you up and you can help lift up, right? Because it's a bumpy life sometimes. So we need to help each other out.
Yeah, and that really is a great way to sort of smooth over the bumps in life, is to have your tribe around you. I mean, I'm sitting here right now in the studio with all these beautiful members of my tribe, and I have you on the phone, and I can't imagine that there's anything in the world that friends can't fix. And I think that sometimes in our society, we put so much emphasis on like finding a partner, finding a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. We worry about being biologically related to people. We worry about being legally married to people. And sometimes what goes under-acknowledged, I think, in our society is the importance of friends in your tribe, in your chosen family, in your spirit family.
Yep.
And those are the people that pull us through the terrible times.
100%. Yes.
One thing,
and
too.
if you have, the old saying is true. If you can count on your hand, 3-5 good friends, you're rich beyond, anything.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Dee?
Well, I also wanted to bring up for discussion the fact that the other thing that I find in the spiritual world, spiritual healing, love world, is that we don't really understand it's not just woo-woo stuff, it's brain stuff. Mm-hmm. It's literally affecting your brain, which affects every cell in your body. So love, the state of love, affects your health, mentally, physically, spiritually, chemically, right? It and affects the way you think. It affects the perspectives you hold about yourself and the world, because it shifts your brain into a whole different vision place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And friends tie
do that.
into that.
And tribe. And Crystal, when you've done the show many times, you've done my daily show and you've done Raising the Vibration, and we've talked a lot about the tribe that artists make, on a set, on a film set, in a television set, in a band, in a play. Doing that kind of good work with people that you love. Mm-hmm. And living in that tribal feeling all the time is such a beautiful way to raise the vibration in your own life. And then to interact as you do, and as hopefully everybody does, with the people that love that stuff, with somebody who thinks that they're the only person who's discovered this wonderful show, and then they find out there's a whole nation, world full of people that have discovered it, and that they can interact on social media with the people who make it. And I know that you post a lot on Twitter sometimes, you post this sort of satisfied pictures as you go to bed at night, like, fantastic day, and now I'm off to sleep. And I love that because
that's great.
We really, I think, sometimes don't focus enough on the fact that we're so busy worried about what we don't have and about the big things we haven't accomplished that we forget that the real mark of happiness is when you lay your head on the pillow. Can you just say, this was a good day, and I had a good day. I did something good today for someone. Someone made me smile. I made someone smile. It's about the little things, and I love that you're so good at emphasizing that, Crystal.
Well, it is the little things. It really is. And my children remind me every single day how simple love is. and how easy it can be. And it's only, it's only our masterful brains that complicate it, right? And so we have to be so mindful of that and appreciate the simplicity of what love really is. And yeah, so that if you can lay your head on a pillow at night and feel at peace and just feel like, oh, I had such beautiful moments today, you're going to be great. Life just has a way of bringing you abundance when your heart is at peace.
I completely agree, my friend. Thank you so much for this call and for chiming in with us today. If you could leave anybody who's watching or listening with a parting message about the importance of raising the vibration, what would it be?
Sorry, my dog just jumped on the bed.
Now there's love for you.
That's it. Nobody raises the vibration like a dog.
Really?
He just ate, so he's like feeling good. You know what? Do it for yourself. Just start with self-love. Do it for yourself because you deserve it, and then you'll spread it to everyone else. And I don't know. It's just so simple to give yourself that kind of love. So start there.
I love that. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. It means so much to me.
Happy anniversary.
Thank
Way
you,
to
honey.
go.
Continue to raise the vibration. The wonderful Crystal Chappelle, everybody. Look up her fantastic series, Venice. Crystal was one of the pioneers in the world of web series. And now it has become so successful and award-winning. And now everybody makes web series. But back with the idea of independent television where you could make art with friends and just make something without having to have a crazy budget. And
that's self-love. You
That
got to
is-
love
yes.
yourself to step out like that, boy.
Yep. If you're an artist and you're not working and that's making you sad, gather your tribe together and make something.
Yep.
That's what it's
That's
all
what we
about.
did today.
That's absolutely what we're doing today. So, Patty,
Yes.
You're our newest member of the council. How did you feel when you were asked to be a part of it? How do you feel about you've gone through this crazy year with me?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, and I mean we're of the same exact belief system in that. And as I go through this year, trying in my little by myself way to raise the vibration, when you said be part of this again community, which I already feel a part of, it was like yes, because 1 + 1 is 12, when 1 plus this many of us takes over everything. So really honored to be here and thrilled, and yeah, we can make a difference.
Well,
I mean, each
we are
one person,
making-
we
Absolutely.
do make, every one person has to know that they make a difference.
Absolutely.
That will change everything in itself.
And everyone on the council sort of has a specialty. And Patty, you're very well versed in alternative spiritualities and many different kinds. And I wanted to make sure when I created the vibration that it was nonpartisan and it was non-secular.
Yes.
And I wanted it to be for everybody. So they're spiritual practices that I don't know that much about that I'm trying to learn about so I can communicate with people, because I really want to be all-inclusive for everybody, because I believe all roads lead to the same source.
Yeah, because I study every philosophy, every belief system, cosmology, religion. I'm my grandfather's granddaughter. But you take them down to energy, it's everything energy, and that's where all the through lines is. And energy is vibration. So that's exactly what you're doing.
And love's
It
the
doesn't-
highest
And love's the
vibration.
highest vibration.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter exactly what words for your deity, if it's God or spirit or great whatever. It's the raising of that energy.
And the first thing we're ever taught in Bible school, those of us who went, is God is love.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interchangeable. So
I think you can sum up the entire New Testament by God is love.
Yeah.
When people start talking about, well, this is in the Bible and that's in the Bible and this is in the Bible, I always think for
How
me...
do you feel about the Bible, Sheena?
I'm fine with the Bible.
Ask me, Dee.
Don't ask him.
Yeah, don't
No,
get me started.
because when people say that, for me, the New Testament of the Bible, and I have read it, is just community, connection, and love. To me, that's all Jesus talks about, is love
It
each other,
is.
love God.
Unfortunately,
be connected,
then,
then
the
people-
guys
So
on
I killed
earth.
him.
Right, and then people get involved.
And then
Yeah.
people get involved and they go, no, this is what they meant. Because, in the beginning, religion and the church, religion and the kings were married. And so everybody came together to try and control us.
Oh, that's nothing like now, Dee.
No.
Thank God it's so much
They're
different
trying,
now.
but we're winning. You know, so we have to get back to what the real message is.
And it's very simple. It's just going to be any simpler than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to come down a little close when you talk because you're soft-spoken.
Sorry.
Oh, you don't need the mic.
You don't need headphones. You just need to get near the microphone. Love it like it's your own, Diane. So, Diane, why did you want to get involved with this? Because you didn't even know me. The rest of these people all got dragged in because they're my tribe. You were like, who is this crazy person with her peace movement?
Well, it's just, it was a no-brainer, to be quite honest. Absolute no-brainer. And one thing that I've always had the philosophy of is, and there was I don't know how long ago, but there was like a mass meditation where people got together and there was like hundreds of people, or if not maybe thousands of people.
Yeah.
And when they got together, they did a mass meditation, sending out love and light and everything. And what happened is during that 72-hour period, the actual crime just completely went down. So just, you know, if we have as many people as possible that is putting out there the love and trying to raise the vibration, who's to say if that isn't going to roll out and affect and heal the world? Mm-hmm. So, you know,
well,
I think
it's
imperative. And then, you know, also just the fact that we're willing to do this and heal other people, hopefully other people will awaken and want to do as well.
I agree. And I think that
virus of love.
Well, that's that's what it's all about, right? I mean, it's all about, and I think also the collectiveness of all of us. I mean, you know, when Ken put the press release together, the original one, sort of launching the idea last year that this was happening, IamRaisingTheVibration.com. It was almost like we were in each other's hearts, like. We just sort of wrote itself between the two of us. It was like you just knew exactly what I wanted without me even telling you what I wanted. In a lot of ways, without me even knowing what I wanted. Diane, when you designed the first logos, I thought, I remember I was at a restaurant with a friend and they came in and I opened them up on my phone and I thought, this is like she went inside of my soul and pulled out what I wanted. And it encompassed everything that I wanted, including the colors that I wanted for it. You know, LA, you and I, since I was a kid, we've always sort of been in each other's souls that way. Yeah. You know, you always know what I want, and let me tell you something. Any of you who appreciate any of the time you get to spend with me, I'm not a crazy person because this woman has picked me up. Well,
really?
Ish. Because this woman has sort of picked me up on my bootstraps and dragged me through everything, including the death of my mother a year and a half ago. I mean, you really are, you are my soul. And, you know, sometimes we laugh that we share a brain, which I think makes her husband feel kind of strange.
Well, it's probably a good thing since we both really only have half a brain.
That's true. we each have half a brain. Yes, For people who like crazy stories, so when I was 15, LA was in a horrible car accident. She was coming to pick me up, and she got in the accident. And when she woke up in the hospital, she thought I had been in the accident with her. Then, interestingly enough, 5 years later, 6, 7 years later, I was in almost the exact same accident. And we had almost the exact same injuries, including a brain injury, both of us. That's why.
This takes sharing a brain way too far.
Well, that's what I said. We both only have half a brain. Yeah. And then last year I went through chemo too, so I'm really kind of down to about a third, I think.
I'll fill you in, baby. Yeah. Do you want to take some photos? Our wonderful photographer Tatiana's here. She's going to take some photos of us while we're in here. Yay. Although you can see it all now on Facebook Live if you go to IamRaisingTheVibration.com. That's where we are on Facebook Live right now.
To be fair, we dragged each other through the last year and a half. Right?
We did, right? I mean, but we're both so much stronger for it.
Right.
And we're both now ready to heal the world.
Exactly.
And for people that don't know, you know, my mother died on March 11th of 2016. And just a few months later, and literally LA got me through that time. And just a few months later, LA was diagnosed with cancer. So in a strange way, being there for you helped get me through my grief. It took me out of my head.
Yeah.
And certainly this movement took me out of my head as well. So for all the bad things that happen to us, I think sometimes we have to think about what's the good thing that's come from the bad things.
Always.
And you know, that's an important thing.
Where's the pony and the poop?
It's just like, it's just like my husband and I always, you know, would say, because we used to have a feng shui business. We're kind of getting back into it and doing other kinds of, you know, spiritual counseling for people and things like that. We always said, shit before shift.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
shit before shift.
Yeah.
You know, because we would warn people, you know, because you would work on their houses and stuff, and they're like, oh, everything's going to be great. And we would warn them, not right away. It's going to get a little rocky because all these things now are going to bubble up to the surface. They have to be healed. So when you're confronted with these things, don't freak out and say this isn't working.
It's a part of becoming
Look
conscious.
at it and see how you're reacting to it and what you need to heal to get to the great things.
Plus, it's putting us in our power. We can't always control what happens. Our parents die, we get in an accident, or we get cancer. But we can control how we react to it, and how we react to it is the 90%. Exactly. That's the everything. That's where we have this power, and that's where we can.
And that's
fly.
what creates the next moment.
Yeah. It's amazing when we just take that power.
It's life-changing when I figured that one out.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a choice. I don't just have to get pissed off or scared.
I'm not
I have
a victim.
a choice.
That's the big one. Oh, right, I'm not a victim.
Yeah.
I'm not a victim. It's something that's happening. Like anytime people would tell me over this last year, you've been through so much, and I'm like, I compartmentalize every day. Once the day is done, it's done. That's the end of it, no matter how bad it was, no matter how good it was. It's just done. It's in the past. And that's what I would just tell people. I'm like, I guess.
Well, you look damn beautiful.
Doesn't she look good? Doesn't she look great?
Fabulous.
Yeah, she looks fantastic.
You're rocking that. Lean in so they can see your hair.
Yeah, check it.
His hair.
When I said purple was our color and wear it today, she wasn't kidding.
No,
Down to the roots.
But through all adversity, it's the ability, we've all been knocked down. It's how we get up.
Yeah.
And I was sharing this with Sheena on the show a couple nights ago, that by getting ourselves up, it's our, like you said, Dee, it's our choice on what to do next. And I had to search for the joy. And that was the hardest thing, is to find the pony in the poop.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to do. But once you get your mind set on, you know what, this is not going to be who I am for the rest of my life.
Right. Again, that's the
baby
moment
steps.
of choice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that creates your heaven or your hell, I think.
Well, and you, my beautiful friend, you're sort of our token atheist. I thought here's a man who's never going to want to be involved in my spiritual movement, but yet here you are.
Yeah.
And you've been so beautifully accepting of your friend who's so woo woo all the time.
You're not woo woo.
I think of everything in terms of woo woo. My woo woo Jack in the Box is just out now. It's out of the box, and just flying around going woo woo woo.
Oh yeah, it's true.
It's bad, and you're so good with me.
Well, it's big. I was raised very religious. I was raised in the Quaker faith, and I grew up to be a minister, and I became a minister. And then
now he's a recovering minister.
He is.
I'm actually totally recovered. Not just recovering. But yes, and by the way, there are a lot of us. There are a lot of us out there. And what's happening is I have not stopped my melding, and what got me going in my whole search was just the search, that which makes me me. Why is my joy still not complete? What is going on? And looking for this and looking for that and being this, and I also had a very scientific mind, and it was hard to say, no, I have to ignore the science on this and do this. But I found that they actually meld when you do remove yourself out of a certain religion or any religious dogma.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're going, oh my God, they're the exact same thing.
Well, the dogma is what puts us into the fear and the judgment.
Exactly.
While they're saying, don't judge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
It is. And so
But love.
when I did that, and love is it, but the energy is there. That's real. That's scientifically proven. And it's how the energy is used within ourselves, how we project it to another human being.
How we direct it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's why, and I love this woman to death.
Oh,
we all do.
Sweet boy. Oh, you're all so wonderful.
It's a love fest. And I love Patty, too. I met her just recently. She's a doll. You're welcome.
And just remember that just because you're not religious doesn't mean you can't be spiritual. They're not the same thing at all.
Well, that's why I think she got, the whole point about atheism and being part of this movement. And I went, we're fine. I'm absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yeah, because I said I'm my grandfather's daughter. My grandfather was this big psychoanalyst, Freudian, hung out with the intellectuals of Hollywood like Isaac Asimov and Carl Sagan. But he was the leader of the Humanist Society of Friends, an atheist group. I read his books and I change the words, and it's our exact belief system.
Yeah.
It's just using science words and non-religious words, but it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Well, they're
Yep.
coming closer and closer together all
Yeah.
the time. You know, science, you know, what do they say? It's like magic is, you know, just what science hasn't proven yet or something like that. You know, and they're constantly coming up with new discoveries where like a lot of the spiritual people or metaphysical or healers and different things like that are going, you know, we've been telling you that how long?
Yeah.
But, you know, the scientists need to have the
I think
empirical proof.
I think Christ was teaching brain science, and brain science is teaching Christ's principle.
I absolutely believe
Absolutely.
that. And I think that at some point we will evolve as human beings to the point where we'll understand that spirituality and science is the same thing.
Yeah.
We're just not.
I
there yet.
already know
Well,
it.
Dee's got
We've
it.
evolved better.
So there's only a couple billion more to go, and everybody will have it, Dee.
My journey has a lot of potholes.
This
But
kind of-
do you find, JP, that since you've joined the vibration, do you feel more positive?
Yes. I'm going to be real honest. Yes. I started the journey, though, before I met you.
Sure.
And one thing I had to do for my journey was take care of me. And I wasn't being selfish. I was being selfless, but I was thinking of me. And I had to take care of me, which, you know, and
which
so,
is where we all have to start, and none of
Exactly.
us are ever given permission to do that.
And thank you.
Yeah.
And then when I took care of me, I all of a sudden started taking care of other people. It was just, you're giving service. And it was easy, and it was light.
And it was a choice,
Yes.
not out of guilt.
No. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. You know, oh,
Yeah.
don't, get that keeps on giving. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it would be
I'm gonna
interesting.
steal that.
It would be interesting to know how everybody would feel about spirituality if nobody had ever had any kind of religion imposed upon them. If everybody had just been allowed to find their own, would people feel differently about it? Because
You think?
Yeah, I think, Dee. I feel a lot of people, and you and I talk about this all the time, JP. A lot of people, it's because of things that people have sort of pushed on them in religious doctrines, whatever religious sect they grew up in, is the reason that, you know, they take it out on spirituality in general. I always say, you know, don't blame God because you didn't like your religion, because
That's
religions
right.
are made by man, and that doesn't have anything to do with God. So, and all religions are the same. I always talk about if 12 people are sitting in a circle eating a piece of cheese, but nobody speaks each other's language and they all call the cheese something else, it doesn't matter because they're all eating cheese. They're all doing the exact same thing. It doesn't matter what words you use, and it doesn't matter what you think you're talking about. We're all doing the same thing. We're all on the earth having the same existence. And we have one higher power. There's not like everybody goes to a different place with their own higher power when we're done.
That's the raising of the vibration.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is.
And there are people who don't, and you've experienced this, we've all experienced, when you start raising your vibration, how the darkness hits you.
Yeah.
Anybody else get that?
Oh,
Okay, good.
yeah.
I found that too.
Every
But
day.
let's use that analogy with the cheese. When you're having the cheese, and everybody's calling it a different name and stuff, but they're all doing it, there's going to be one person may slip in and go, no, you have to call it this, or I'm going to hit you and fight you, and a
Yeah.
war breaks out.
Right.
And that's the problem. It's their
That's
lack
a
of love.
challenge.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
challenge. It's a challenge.
Dee's
Boy, is it ever.
going to mellow you out, sweet man.
I think a bigger
I
question,
love it.
even, you know, because you were saying if people were never indoctrinated, you know, to believe a certain thing, you know, how would it be if people were just left alone to discover it on their own? You said, how would they feel about it? And I think what's even more important is how would they feel about other people?
Yeah.
Because they haven't been told that they are separate.
Or that they're supposed to feel
Yeah.
a certain way
Like
about
that
a
they're
certain
part of
person.
it.
Or,
Right, or that because they have their certain belief, they need to convince other people that they need to have the same belief, which I have always, aside from, you know, like with proselytizing and things like that, for me, having grown up not in my immediate household with a lot of religion, but in my extended family, a lot of judgment. And, you know, I've always kind of felt like, are they trying to convert me for my good because they're worried about my soul? Or do they just keep at this because they're trying to convince themselves they're right? And the more people that they can convince, then the more right they feel and the more secure they feel, because it's all fear-based.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, are they trying to make me better, or are they trying to make themselves feel better?
Well,
So-
and they're doing what they've been taught to do.
Yes.
Sins of the fathers. We just keep passing it down.
And I was one of those raised without any religion or belief system, and I turned out pretty okay. And nobody told me that those, invisible people I saw weren't real. And so, I've developed all sorts of gifts I wouldn't have had somebody said it was evil or a sin or anything like that. And because I do that, we would be a little kid, I'd drive by a church and I'd want to go in there, or a temple and I'd want to go in there, or an ashram and I'd want to go in there because I'd see the energy. And then once I just knew that I could do anything I wanted, it was really good to be raised without any religion.
Yeah, my mom didn't want to baptize me because she thought it was a decision I should make when I was an adult. And she, so when I was little, if I had a friend, I'd come home with a friend from school who was, we were Presbyterian, a friend who was Methodist or Lutheran or Catholic or Jewish or Buddhist, she would pack me up and make arrangements with the parents for me to have a church play date so that I saw everything. And so because of that, I grew up, I love churches. I don't feel like I specifically belong in any
I do
one,
too.
but I love being in all of them. And I love the kind of the mysticism of them, and I love the way they smell, and I love going to different sermons and different ceremonies, and I love every bit of it. I just don't feel like I have to be in one, but I don't have any resentment because I didn't grow up with anything bad. And and at that point, Johnny Whitaker walks in holding a bag behind his back, and this is what happens on live video. My beautiful.
Oh, dear Lord.
They're raising.
All we need is love.
My vibration is certainly raised, everybody. That was,
You all cannot have a party.
that was a shock.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, I'll just kiss you. Ladies.
we're all
Diane,
blushing
L.A.,
now.
Ken, Patty.
No, you can't have a party without candy.
Vibration.
I love this.
This is absolutely.
Really, how did
raise
you
the
know that I
vibration.
was starving?
Yeah.
Which one do you like?
Oh, I'll have Ghirardelli, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
If anybody wonders why I keep checking my phone, it's because I'm obviously not leaving the studio for 4 hours, so I'm making sure everybody's calling in at the same time that they need to call in. So.
He
OMG.
might be my new best friend. Sorry, Sheena.
Oh no, he's wonderful. You should kiss him. Then he'll really be your new best friend.
There
He's
you have
magic.
A few objections.
Oh, I'm so
So
good.
when I was little, everybody who doesn't know the story, my mom said, when you grow up, you should marry Johnny Whitaker. So happy birthday, Mom.
No, I did not know that my agent, Mary Grady, her birthday is also today.
Oh.
And she's 93 years old.
Hi, Mary. I
And-
remember Mary.
And Sunday we had a celebration of her life, and with 93, she says, I don't know when I'm going to go, but I don't want to go and have everybody come and visit me when I'm in a
When
box.
I don't know it.
You know?
Is that when?
She said, I want to have a party now and have everybody come and tell me how wonderful I am today.
Yeah,
so that's
I'm
what we
with
did
her.
on Sunday, and we had a wonderful time. And that's why I was unable to make it to your
That's
party
all right.
Sunday night, because
I was
up
hoping you'd
all
come
night.
here and make out with me on camera instead.
How fun.
But yes, anyway, I didn't. Oh, there we go.
I guess if we're going to do night of first, we add that one in.
There you go.
That's the first time anybody's ever full-on kissed me on camera either.
On camera.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well,
Oh, we're on camera? No. I was watching you guys as I was coming in. And
So you know that. I'm so glad to have you here. So
he made sure he got the right angle.
let me ask you what everybody else, I've been asking everybody else. When I first told you I was doing this, I am raising the vibration of the nation and the world, what did you think?
I thought, what a wonderful human being to do something like this.
Thank you.
And I thought that there's. Oh, there we go. Oh, because my face.
Camera, you're being your face.
My face.
We call JP Mother.
Now everything's
Mama,
falling
bro.
apart.
That's okay.
Oh, Mother.
But no, it was, there isn't anyone better than you that could have created something like this. And we went together to the poppy fields.
We did, on a date.
And we rose the vibration
We did.
of the poppy fields. Because poppies.
I was going to say, did they put you to sleep?
No. out in Lancaster, they have the California, the California state flower is the California orange poppy.
Mm-hmm.
And they have just fields and fields. And now that we have had a little bit more rain as of last year, there were a lot more poppies this year than there have been in the past. But there's nobody else that I would rather be very happy to come and celebrate your vibration.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And hope to raise a little of your
Let me tell you
vibration.
something. I'll tell you, nobody raises my vibration like you do.
Oh.
Hey!
Well, except for you. And you. But
This
neither
is like-
but neither
Get her now! Get her!
But neither one of you came in and made out with me.
And my nephew.
Don't tempt me.
Or you. You didn't make out with me either.
Scott, get over here for a minute. Get over here, Scott.
Scott, don't you want to come be in with us?
Come on.
Our wonderful
council member. Get over
council
here.
member Michael
Don't you wanna be by
Stendel
your
is
uncle?
here.
Uncle Johnny.
Michael, come in front of the camera really quick and wave. Michael,
You sit
come in.
there, and I'll sit over there.
Okay, Michael Stendel is our official videographer and part of our council, and he is here now with us doing a little B-roll. This is the wonderful Scott Travis, maker of candles,
Yes.
and
My nephew.
Vibration candles.
and
But
yes,
how did we say it? By marriage
by TV
and by
magic.
TV magic.
by TV Magic. Scott's mom was on Family
With
Affair
Kathy Garver.
Kathy Garver was on with John. We're all related. See, everyone's.
my
It's
goodness.
very good for me because I'm Irish, and everyone's related when you're Irish.
Absolutely.
It's just kind of how it all works out. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I was
I'm
going to
here.
say, so when we went to go see the poppies, John picked me some sage, and I dried it, and now I burn it and do little prayers for the raising of the vibration
Beautiful.
of the world with your sage that I dried.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to dry sage, but if you just leave it in a bag long enough, it dries itself.
Yes, it does. And you know, when the Native Americans make a smudge stick, they take the red thread, and each time that they make a prayer, they also make a tie.
Oh.
And they pray and they make a tie. And they pray and they make a tie. And that's why a smudge stick has a lot of good juju in it.
Yes, absolutely it does.
Awesome.
Hi, how are you? You're on live Raising the Vibration 1-year anniversary party.
Congratulations, darling. It's Dawn Wells to say I'm raising the vibration for you.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi,
how are
Dawn.
you? It's so wonderful to talk to you, my friend. The amazing.
Are you having fun without me?
Well, we're not having fun because you're not here, sweetheart. We wish you were here, but you are here. You called in, and we're so glad you're here. You know what? You are such a light in my life, and I'm so thankful for your friendship and just for you're just a ray of sunshine on the earth, and I so appreciate you and loved having you on the Raising the Vibration show, and I hope you'll come back.
I will, and what a sweet thing to say. And it's because of you where we all are. Your spirit is abounding everywhere.
Absolutely.
Thank you, my friends. So when I first brought up the idea of raising the vibration in this movement to you, what did you think? What did you think? God, this is crazy, because obviously it's been a crazy year, right? And it's in our country and in our world. So how did you feel about the idea that I was going to start raising the vibration, or trying to?
Well, I'm older than you are, so it reminds me of the 60s. It reminds me of the 60s, where you're looking at the flower power, where you're looking at positive thoughts, positive vibrations are the thing that's going to carry us through all of this sort of stuff. We get so mired down with all the negativity, and this optimism and glee that you have in your soul is passed on through the wires.
Thank you, my friend. That's so beautiful. What a beautiful thing to say. That's wonderful.
It's true.
You know, it's interesting. I think JP was talking a little bit about it before you called in, but there have been people in my life that have not been okay with this. That I've lost some people who not everybody wants to raise the vibration. Not everybody wants to Did you just mouth that
What
into
do
the
they want
camera?
to do? What do they want to do?
Dee Wallace just
Put their hands
mouthed
in the sand?
something very naughty. Dee Wallace just mouthed.
I did not.
Shame on you, Miss Wallace.
I saw.
If you can't join him, you know.
But not everybody wants peace. Not everybody wants things to work out. Not everybody wants to have tranquility in their soul. I can't imagine that anybody would want this. Johnny?
Okay, today.
I don't think they know. They
Yeah.
don't
You
know
know
what
that
it's like to not have that.
I did not
agree,
vote
John.
for Hillary.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're going there.
We're going
Are
now,
we going to
now
do
we're
No.
52 minutes in, and here we go.
All I'm saying,
All right, I'm ready.
Hang on
I
a second.
didn't
no
vote.
longer related to me.
I didn't vote for Trump either.
Yeah.
Okay, you can stay.
You can have-
However,
you can sit with one foot out the door.
However, as we continue, I support my president of my United States.
Okay.
Okay, leave it alone, Johnny.
Okay. Okay.
And when we get people who continue to bash somebody, no matter what it is, or
That
who it
lowers
is,
the vibration,
Yes.
for sure.
that lowers the vibration.
On either side of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anger and
because
hate.
Exactly.
we're a whole.
Yes,
Right.
and whatever political party you are from, or whatever political belief, and whatever happens, we have to together work on bringing up that vibration on all sides.
Throw love at it.
Because
Throw love.
exactly, if we just complain and bash and say this is, this individual or these individuals are terrible and awful and evil, then what we're
We
doing,
add to it.
we're adding to
Yeah,
that same
I agree.
feeling. So what we need to do is support, love, and do whatever we can to say, yes, I will do my part, whether it's for or against, to make, or for or not for. I don't want to say against because that's negative.
Well, it's like for.
Well,
it's for what's going on, or for something.
Something else.
Creating
Yeah,
what you
right.
want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just in a meeting today where there was a lot of individuals who were not happy with the way things turned out after, 1 year ago. And I said, well, hold on. The more we put down anything, the more the negativity is going to come back at us. And what we need to do is to support whatever we can, however we can, and, pray that the Great Spirit, that grandfather, as the Native Americans call God, is there watching over us and will make sure to make lemonade out of lemons.
And being the
And,
devil's advocate.
that we
and how
have
do we
to.
go- how
Dawn?
do we do that direction?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Dawn, what?
I said being the devil's advocate, always, what everybody's saying, I'm always the devil's advocate, but how do we do that?
Well-
How do we be positive? How do you overcome the negativities that some of us have, or some of you have? How do we do that? How do we
Well, I
put our
think
state of mind there?
Just by
question.
replacing negative with positive. It's interesting. I've told Ken this. My publicist Ken Werther's in here. That for years I worked as a music journalist, and I worked as a. Dee, are you leaving us?
I'm sorry.
I love you, my friend.
I have to go. I have another place I have to be.
Thank
Not
you.
as nearly as important as this place.
Oh, I love you very much. Thank you for being here.
I'm
She's
not gonna
going.
kiss her
She's
on
going to
the
go
nose.
raise the vibration
I am.
elsewhere.
Dee's gonna do some testimonials for us and take some photographs.
Okay, have fun.
Anyway, so I have told Ken this story that I worked for years as a music journalist and a theater journalist, and the complaints I always got, I never kept a job because I wouldn't say enough bad things about something. And at one point I was working for a music magazine, and they said every review has to have 5 negative things in it. And I said, but here's the thing. You figure out what I don't like because those are the things I didn't mention. I mean, it's pretty easy. When I talk about the things I like, you can tell what I didn't really like because it's not in the review. And I think that's sort of how we have to approach how we feel now in our country and in our world. Instead of constantly focusing on, I hate this, I hate that, I don't like this candidate, I didn't like this. How about we think of ways that we can focus positively into what we do like and work for causes that we believe in and support things that we believe in And then in that way, we will not give our energy to the things we don't believe in, but we're not constantly yelling and screaming and being disrespectful, and because it doesn't make us feel good.
Absolutely. And you as a mother raising children, that's the first thing you put in your children's
hate
mind.
is as big as
Get
attachment
off the
as
complaint.
love.
What makes you happy today?
Oh, sorry.
What do you think that's positive? My grandmother used to say, I'm not going to sit around with anybody that's complaining.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go outside and talk to yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like your grandma already, Dawn. I like that. Patty, what were you going to...
It's like a tumbleweed. It gathers as you go.
Yeah, I absolutely...
Then you try to find something to feed the monster. You don't have to. What are the good things? And there's a lot of good and bad. I mean, we all have to look at it. But honestly, I wake up every morning with a positive attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that changes how your day goes.
Well, that's why you're my friend, because you have such a beautiful, and that's why you were picked to be somebody who was on the Raising the Vibration show, because there's such a beautiful reset in you. You don't let things that have happened in your life change your attitude about the whole. And I think that's something that we need to realize, that bad things happen to all of us. We all have, like Dee said, there's always going to be bumps along the road. We all have that. But it's how you reset, because if you let yourself get so bunched up in unhappiness,
that's right,
then you can't help anybody. You stay in a constant state of chaos and flux and turmoil, you can't help anybody. So,
and the hardest thing is health. If you can fight your mind and you can say, I can get over this. If you really are in pain and you're really having bad health, that's the hard thing. And the support around you and the positiveness around you helps you heal.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Dawn, if you were going to leave us with one thing about why it's important to raise the vibration of our nation and of the world, what would it be?
I think it's everybody's responsibility.
I do too.
Don't leave it to anyone else. You must partake.
I do too. You're beautiful, my friend, and I love you. Thank you so much.
Have a great night. I miss you all.
I miss you too. Thank you, sweetheart. We appreciate it. The wonderful Dawn Wells. How about that? We are at the end of our first hour. Do we have to let you go, Ken?
No, I can stay a little longer.
Can you?
Yeah, I can stay until around 6:30.
Oh, I love that. And you're staying for a little while?
Yeah, to about 6:15.
Okay, good. Make sure that Scott, that you pull them both out to go out. So we're doing some, Michael Stendel, our videographer, and part of our Vibrational Council is getting testimonials of everybody. So we have a little video of people holding up signs and saying, like, hi, I'm Sheena Metal, and I'm raising the vibration of the nation and the world. And I will be doing that at the end of the show out there with him, and also getting some photos of everybody. And Tatiana's here, and she's going to take some individuals of all of us. So she's taking pictures of us now. And did you get some good ones of Dee? Oh, isn't she wonderful? Okay, I love that story. So more of our council is coming. More people are calling in. Lots of exciting things are happening. So we're going to take our hour break really quick. It's really only about a minute and a half just to run the station ID and the show ID. And maybe somebody,
that's the law.
Maybe somebody, J.P. Morgan, would bring me some water, because I sure would love that. It's Raising the Vibration. We're on Facebook Live. We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. Can you every day in your life for me just once say hashtag I am raising the vibration? I would love that so much. I'm Sheena Metal. This is the Council and our wonderful guests, and we'll be right back after this right here on LA Talk Radio. Where would I live in this place? Where else would I be?
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Do you want me to sit there? Diane?
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, it's Raising the Vibration live one-year anniversary party. We are for the first time ever in LA Talk Radio's state-of-the-art video studio that we have gunked up with all of our candy wrappers and crap.
It only took an hour.
It's like a whole band of my Kentucky relatives moved into a nice Beverly Hills office building, and now
It's all Johnny Whitaker's fault.
Exactly. Johnny Whitaker brought the candy, and I want everyone to know that he made out with me before he told me he didn't vote for Hillary. I'm just saying. Okay, Patty Negri is here.
Hi.
Johnny Whitaker is here. My best friend in the whole world, L.A. Weiss, is here. How much?
Hello.
So fun to be sitting next to you, my friend. And
I was just on the phone.
one of the wonderful members of our council who's in charge of a lot of our IT stuff and our web building and is currently doing our raisingthevibration.org site. Ronan Rosner is here. Ronan's also the station manager here at LA Talk Radio, so he gets to see me every day, and he gets to babysit me through all of my half a brain that only works sometimes. And we are getting a call right now, and I'm going to take it. Welcome to the Raising the Vibration 1-year anniversary party.
Hi, Sheena. It's Alexandra.
Hi, Alexandra. It's my friend Alexandra Paul. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for calling in for this.
And congratulations and happy anniversary.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure to have you, and thank you for that. It doesn't seem like it's been a year, and I don't know how the time has flown. You are somebody, I've been talking a little bit to some of the guests who have been inspirations to me. And when I was first starting my show here at LA Talk Radio, like in the first year or so, you came and sat with me on my daily show, which is called the Sheena Metal Experience. And you talked a lot about advocacy and activism. And I realized through knowing you, Alexandra, that I thought I was somebody that was very aware, and I thought I was somebody that was always giving back. But then I met you, and I saw what it was like to really give back, and you inspired me to really kind of kick me in the butt and become more in service than I ever had been before. And I thank you for that, my friend.
Well, you're welcome, but let me just say that you do something great every time you're on the radio show, because you have such a, not only because of this show, which spreads positivity and inspires people, but also because your general demeanor is so friendly, and being directed by you in the vagina monologues was such a positive experience, even though I was terrified. And, you know, you put that on a yearly basis, and you're so creative. I just want to thank you for inspiring me.
Thank you. Thank you. And you were wonderful in the vagina monologues, and you had nothing to be nervous about. You were creative and fantastic, and you captivated a live audience, and everybody loved you. I have no idea why you even would have been nervous at all.
Oh, yeah.
So for you, because it's been a crazy year, right, in our country and in the world, and you know, if you're a spiritual person, then you believe we're in the middle of a shift, and sometimes with a shift comes some crazy bumps along the road. How are you working to make sure that you give back and that you are a healer and an inspiration to people, so that you can help raise more vibration and awareness and enlightenment and lift people up?
I'm really going through a period of being aware that demonizing the other side isn't helpful. And, you know, I remember somebody said to me once, "What are you protesting against now, Alexandra?" And I thought, oh my gosh, is that what I'm doing? Because I want to be for things. I don't want to just be against them, because you need to, as a health coach, I know that just cutting out something is not enough. You have to actually put something in that you can, that is tangible. Not just try and get rid of things. So I've really been aware as a progressive, a very liberal person, that I have to really not demonize the Republicans or anything like that, that I believe, and I really do believe this, that everyone is doing their best, and they all want, I do believe they all, most people want good for the world, and they just have a different way of going about it and different priorities. So I'm really trying to not say bad things about the other side as much as try and do good things through my beliefs and actions.
It's interesting because we were just talking about that before you called in. We were talking about that exact same thing. Johnny Whitaker's here, and he brought it up that being a citizen of America, we should be focusing on what we want to make the country better, and not focusing on all the things that we don't like. And then we kind of had a discussion about that, and I was telling a story about how there were times in my life when I was working as a journalist where my reviews and my articles weren't received well because they didn't have enough negativity in them. and how I believe you accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. That was one of my mother's favorite expressions, and it's her birthday today, so I can throw things out that she loved. And that people got what you didn't like. People understand what you're not for because they're seeing what you're for, and they're concentrating on the things that you're for. And I think that's very, very important. And I just think that we've gotten to a place as human beings where we need to stop focusing through anger and hate, because even if you're hating for the right reasons, like if you're hating a cause that probably is a good cause, like I hate everybody who doesn't love animals. Well, everybody loves animals, but you shouldn't approve of people that are not doing things that are humane to animals. But all of the hate and the anger and the negativity that you're throwing out is all getting absorbed into the world. And all that time that you spend hating and talking about hating, you could spend rescuing some animals. You know, I mean,
and
exactly.
You can also reframe the challenge, which is not I hate people who hate animals, but how can I help people see how wonderful animals are and that they have rights?
Yes.
That would be such a more positive way.
Yes.
And as a health coach, that's what we try and do, because a lot of my clients, they will say, well, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to give up soda. No soda. Well, when you say that, no soda, what are the two words that are sticking out?
No.
Soda, which
No
is trying to avoid,
soda.
and the word no, which I don't know about you, but when someone says no, I want to say yes.
Yeah, exactly. Now I want to take a bath in soda.
Right. So reframing can really be empowering, and how you ask the question or make a statement can really be empowering. And I suggest that we all try and make more empowering statements that also encourage us to be responsible instead of just blaming others.
I agree. I completely agree. Johnny, did you want to say something?
No. Well, I always have something to say.
I love that about you.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello. How are you? It's just our duty as people who want to raise the vibration is to be positive, and that the negativity, that there's too much in the world, we have to be, if you're not part of the problem, or if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
It's true.
So we need to raise that vibration and do as best we can to be a positive role model and of that positation, I guess.
One of the things I think
I agree. Sorry, Steve, go ahead.
LA?
Yeah, I was going to say another thing too, as a health coach, you can appreciate this. All of the stress that we hold, being negative or hating on a certain group or a certain person or a certain kind of person, is really bad for our bodies. It's bad for our physical health. It's bad for our emotional health. It's, everything, our spiritual health. And, going back to church stuff, which we were talking about earlier, but, that little song, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me, it doesn't mean let me go force my views on other people so we can have the kind of peace I'm looking for. It's about finding our own personal peace. Because, people are like, I want world peace, but then they're like creating chaos in their own lives, or, taking every little thing everyone does personally. And I'm a big...
That's one of the 4 agreements.
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of the 4 agreements, and one of them is take nothing personally. That saved my life. That's like one of the things that saved my life.
I agree.
And so,
so
the goal is for everyone to have personal peace, and then we'll have global peace.
Alexandra?
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm on the radio. They can't see me.
I know. Go ahead.
So I apologize for interrupting. But I have a story about the 4 agreements, which is when I was given that book and I saw on the back what the 4 agreements are. I'm like, don't take things personally. That's an agreement.
Me too.
This book is advising. That's the one they're advising. Well, I read the book, and that, to me, is the most important piece of advice any of us can ever get. Oh, my golly. So I'm so glad you brought that up.
It's the source of most conflict, really.
Absolutely. And I just taught a class on the 4 agreements today, and the importance of how doing your best, just not using words that are going to harm people, but give them white magic and not black magic, and listening with your heart and mind when somebody is talking. That's really communicating. And I try to live my life by the 4 agreements. And I got to go to Teotihuacan. Did I tell you about that? We'll have to talk about that another time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that our next date? We're going on our next date?
Sure.
Johnny takes me on fabulous spiritual dates, Alexandra. It's very amazing. I think you would approve. I know I've got to let you go, Alexandra. Before you go, if you had some message to pass on to everybody who's listening and to the world about why it's important to raise your vibration, what would it be?
It's better for you. It's better for the person whose vibration's raised. They'll be so much happier. And then that happiness will spread happiness, and so on and so on.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. It means so much to me, and it means so much to me that you've been part of the show. And I want you to come back and do it again.
It's my pleasure, and happy anniversary.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. The wonderful Alexandra Paul. Isn't everybody being great? I'm trying to navigate everything at once. I hope I'm doing a good job. I'm used to doing this on the sly while no one's looking at me. And I know now the camera's watching me do everything, and I'm like, what face am I making while I'm checking my schedule?
I've got to run, but I love you.
I love you too, my friend.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for being here, sweethart. And make
Thanks
sure
for the candy.
Go do some testimonials for us and some photos on the way out.
Of course. I could
Scott, will you take Mr. Whitaker out? Are you okay, Ken?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. Ronan, welcome. Welcome to the council. I never thought to ask you to be part of our council because I figured you were too busy. And then one day I was in your office after I did my show, and you stopped me and said, "Hey, I'd like to be a part of this."
Yeah.
So what interested you about becoming a part of I Am Raising the Vibration of the Nation and the World?
Well, you remember I asked you a week or so ago, what is that vibration thing? I'm a vibration noob, so to speak. And I was always like, I'm not spiritual. I don't believe in God. What is that? I mean, it's for foo-foos. And recently, working here at the station, you get to listen to a lot of shows, meet a lot of people, and you absorb some of that. And I'm trying to, start listening to shows that talk about vibration, the universe, the positivity.
Sure.
And
all the stuff and that's just me. That's just me talking about that all the time.
Yeah. And the last 2 years I've been going through a lot of change, personal change and growth. And part of it is just opening up and, understanding that there's some forces, a lot of people, I'm the kind of person who always shy away from the G word, right? God.
Okay.
But
even though you grew up in Israel and you were raised Jewish?
Yes, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a believer.
Sure.
And throughout the years, things happened, and I started to develop my doubts when it came to religion and God. And this is how I raised my family. My 2 beautiful daughters were Jewish, but we're secular. We don't believe. We don't go to temple or synagogue. We do the traditional when it comes to holidays, but not too much. But I do raise them to be positive, person in the way that help each other. Don't be negative. They're girls that go to schools, a lot of bullying around, so it's part of it, the way I saw it. And like I said, the last 2 years have been kind of opening up and realizing, that vibration thing, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, it's a mind shift. It's a completely new dogma.
And you're a person who's very tribal, and the thing that I love about this council is that everybody has different skill sets, and we're all working together and putting it, because I'm a very tribal person. I mean, if I had my way in life, if it was Sheena World, if it was the United States of Sheena, my perfect world would be everybody loved each other and everybody pitched in the things they were good at, and then there would be more than enough for everybody. You know how to do the computer stuff. I know how to get people excited about something. LA's a wise old owl. Ken knows how to get the word out to the press. Diane knows how to design graphic
I think
things.
she wins.
She is a wise old
Playing the
owl.
wise old owl.
You know, everybody has a gift that they throw in, and then there's more than enough for everybody. And if the 15 of us can do it on this council, then maybe we can be an example for the whole world. That there can be a big, beautiful tribe where we can all help each other. And it doesn't mean that everybody can't have their own individual stuff and have their American dream and get rich and have a fancy car and have their kids and have a nice house. Everybody can have all their stuff, but everybody also on a sociological level, on a spiritual level, we can all pitch in together because we are so much stronger when there are many souls working as one. And when we're just one person, you know, I always think of the story of Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. I've always loved, but it's always made me very sad because he was right. A Thneed was not a thing that everyone needed, but nobody listened to him. And for many years, I felt like the Lorax, this kind of lone Aries, you know, with my fist in the air saying, but let's all love each other and we all need to get along. And everybody kind of thought I was crazy and nobody paid attention to me. It was when I learned that it was to put my fist down and gather like people around me and find a way to say it in a soft and gentle way. And, you know, I stopped being the Lorax and started being me. But
What are my thoughts on tribe? How you keep saying tribe. We do need tribe now more than ever. We used to be a tribal society.
Yes.
And then the last few, however many hundreds of years, we've become that single family thing. That's not working anymore. How many here are even part of that whole single family, this is who we are? Even the grandparents and parents got all out of it. And we got lost.
Yeah,
we have to create our own tribe. Maybe we don't have the husband, 2.5 children, and all that because that wasn't enough. We need the big tribe, regardless of bloodline.
I completely agree. Ken, you were you're Jewish. You're raised Jewish.
am.
Do you feel like Ronan that you're sort of secularly Jewish, but not?
I do. I was raised the way Ronan says he's raising his daughters. We were I definitely grew up in a Jewish home, but I wasn't forced to go to synagogue. And my mother's only caveat on the High Holy Days was that we stay inside so that, you know, the other, you know, everyone else. And, I didn't really get it. But now that I'm an adult, I understand that the problem with acting like it isn't a special day gives everyone else permission to think it's not a special day. And I don't like that because a therapist once said to me, I referred to myself as a malcontent, which is kind of ugly, you know, and he said to me, don't say that. He said, don't say that because if you go around saying that, it gives other people permission to say to you that you are a malcontent.
It's true.
You know, it's like that thing about, you know, I can say anything I want about my mother, but you can't say anything kind of thing. And now I do exactly what Ronan was saying. I light the candles. I live by myself. I light Hanukkah candles, at Hanukkah time. And that's probably, I burn yahrzeit candles. Both of my parents are gone at Yom Kippur time. But I don't go to synagogue. I don't, because I work in this crazy business as a publicist, I have had more than one occasion where I had to work on the High Holy Days, which did not make me very happy. But it just, you know, it was about me. It wasn't what anybody else was going to say or think. It was just, I had to be okay with the fact that that's the way it was going to be. And I wear a Star of David around my neck. I think that it's become in my adult life, it's become way more about the heritage than you know, going and sitting in synagogue for 5 hours on Yom Kippur and
starving.
And starving, exactly. Oh, yes, that's another good point. I actually do not fast on Yom Kippur because my joke about it has always been that 24 hours of me not eating wouldn't begin to cover my sins. So I just don't even bother. I'm going to have to go soon, so I did want to say something about the council, because I think probably most of you don't know this. when Sheena told me about this, I basically sat and nodded my head up and down because a year ago yesterday, let me put it this way. I've never been the same since Election Day 2016. And I've been listening to all of you guys, and it's been really great for me to hear because I was, and I still am, really, really angry. And God bless Johnny. I don't know how he gets that, it's interesting. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to say, when there was someone in the White House that she did not agree with, or her party or what have you, she always used to say to me, he is not my candidate, but he is my president.
Yeah.
Now, and that's basically what Johnny was saying. However, no, I don't want to turn this political, but I just feel I have to say,
okay. No, please.
No. This is because none of this is normal. This is not just my candidate didn't win. No. This is madness, but that's why I want to be involved with the council, because aside from pulling positive vibes from everybody else and hopefully giving something in, I think being, Sheena's friend, and we email each other funny things all the time.
Things that do not wind up at I am raising the vibration.
Exactly. Like she'll send me a little email of something, and all the subject line will say is, did this really happen? Did Hillary really say this kind of thing? But the point is, I feel a little bit differently than what I've been hearing tonight.
Okay.
And I just want to come out of the closet about that, so to speak, because I think that I've had a pretty different experience. Yeah. I started out so angry and so in a state of disbelief. And I literally, this is how bad it was for me. The morning after the election, I woke up, and when I was awake enough to realize that I was awake, I realized what had happened. I thought I had a nightmare. That's how bad. It's like there was no way. I just couldn't believe it. And I brought Sheena was kind enough to invite me onto the Sheena Metal Experience to discuss the issues, and she actually invited me on for the entire 2 hours. I guess that's because she knows I don't shut up.
It's because you're a fantastic radio guy.
Oh, thank you. But something else had happened in Sheena's professional world just before I got to the interview, and initially she had said to me, you can say anything you want. And then when I got there, it was, we need to kind of try to be positive. And that was the
and for people that don't know that story, and I'll tell it in a really brief way. Ken and he had come on to discuss politics with me, and in the time since we had booked the show, a thing had happened with a friend of mine who was very opposed to my political beliefs, and a whole thing had blown up in the world. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then just Google me. And
oh yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. So Ken showed up. And I kind of in a daze walked up to him and went, oh, God, that's right. I told Ken he could talk politics today. And I kind of pulled him aside and said, we can do this show, but we can't really talk about politics today. We have to talk about positivity. And he was like, I can't talk about positivity for 2 hours. And I said,
I'm positive I'm angry about politics.
Exactly.
I said, I think you can. And you did.
I did.
And you were wonderful.
And I only did it, I was only able to do it because of you. And the truth is, we did talk about politics.
We did, and
we did it
we
from
always do.
A different point of view, not point of view, a different tone than what we had originally, or what I had originally. Sheena invited me on, and I said, okay, but I can't hold my tongue. And she was like, bring it on. And then this other thing happened. But it's the point being that I'm glad and proud to be part of the council, because it at this moment, at this time in my life, I think I'm being a little selfish about it. I'm more pulling from you guys than I am giving back in.
That's what it's here for.
And thank you. And listening to, I thought it was funny when when Johnny said, I didn't vote for Hillary, and everybody went.
I can tell you, I thought we were down because the quiet is like dead air.
Right, with that. What, isn't that true? Yeah. He said that, and did you notice that?
Yeah.
It was like dead silence.
I thought there had been one of those EMF pulses, like in War of the Worlds. Like, oh my God!
It was real, but you go.
Just let him talk. Just let him talk.
I
right?
had just made out with him.
You were shell shocked already.
I wanted to take do a mouthwash, but like from Silkwood. Sorry, I could.
No.
I knew that. I just forgot.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, because I want to be completely honest, is that I'm still very angry, and still living in a state of disbelief. And every time that lunatic does something, which is every day, my hair stands up again. And I was so bad at the beginning that my friends, Dee was talking about how it affects your physical self. My friends literally looked at me seriously and said, Kenny, you have to calm down or you're going to give yourself a heart attack.
Yeah.
The day he pulled us out of the climate accord, when I read that had happened, something happened in my stomach, and I had to cancel my appointments for the rest of the day. I became, that had never happened to me before. I became, I don't know what the word is. I became so infuriated and overwhelmed and disbelieving.
I was going to say disbelief. It's like this.
That's why we need to focus on raising the vibration.
Agreed.
That's why I founded this. And every time I watch the news and I think, holy God, what is this? And it's not about politics. It's about impropriety. It's about bullying. It's about the attitude. It's about it doesn't have anything to do with oh, I'm just not happy because I don't like Republicans, because I have nothing against Republicans. It's not that. I think, well, I can either just now burn up in my own Irish anger till my head explodes, or I can think of a way now to raise the vibration.
Right.
And I go on the site and I write something and I give somebody some hope, and somehow it takes the anger away.
I think that's what I need to do. I think I need to spend more time on our own site.
Yes.
Because I have to admit that I think last night, I'm sorry, today's Thursday, right? Tuesday night, when the Democrats started winning.
I was just going to bring that up.
I
keep the list in front of you when you start feeling angry.
Exactly.
The shift after the shit is starting to happen.
Exactly. I got an email from a friend that simply said, I have hope again.
Yeah.
Because what we saw was that there are enough of people of our like mind that are pissed off enough to go out and vote, which maybe they didn't last time. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But everyone kept saying, even the media kept saying, the Dems are in trouble. They're just in trouble. Nobody's going to do this. Nobody's going to do that. The party's falling apart. And blah, 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 blah. And then, boom. And I thought, okay. Now all they're talking about is, oh, this was a precursor of 2018 and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, as someone that works with the media, I'm like, holy crap, what is wrong with you people? It's
the
just...
media is not, it's amazing, but the media is not about truth, objective truth anymore.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I didn't want to believe it.
And you know what? If you remember a few years ago, this movie came out with Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler, I think.
Yes.
It was about those people who walk in the middle of the night and using the police scanners and they're first on the scene whenever there's a
so they can take photographs and...
So I listened on one of the PBS, I think KPCC station, NPR, and they were interviewing the guy who I think wrote and directed the movie, and he spoke about how if you watch news on TV, usually whenever there's a crime, they report a crime, it's usually around 50 seconds an item, okay? everything else positive is a lot shorter, 20 seconds maybe, 25 seconds if I remember that. It's just uncanny. So they want people to sit in front of TV and get angry, but continue watching.
And be fearful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
And
fear
it's
is
not
crippling.
about the truth anymore. It's not. You know what? Maybe
It hasn't been for a long
Trump
time.
is right about the false media, but it's just crazy. I can tell you that a year ago today we were celebrating our 10th anniversary here in America, and the day after the elections, I felt exactly like you, and I thought, you know what? I'm glad I didn't cancel my Israeli citizenship because we're packing.
Yeah.
And we were on the verge of just getting rid of everything and going back. But we just sat and said, wait a second, we still love the U.S. There's a reason why I came here at 38, not at 5.
Right.
I made a huge change. Both my wife and I made a huge change. We came here, we started a whole new life. My daughters were born here. They grow up as Americans. I love this country, and especially I love California. I'm sorry, but I
Me
love
too. I
California.
grew up on the East Coast, and I swear by this place.
I have to take a call, everybody. I'm taking a call. Ken, do you have to leave us?
Yeah, I think maybe I
I
better
love
so
you.
I can do
Go
the
do some
the
testimonials
thing.
and take some
It was so
pictures.
great to meet all of you.
We love you, our
too.
wonderful Vibrational Council publicist, Ken Werther. Love you, my friend.
And
Keep
thank
the
you.
faith,
And
my
we're
friend.
going to send out a press release
About
after
that,
this
yes.
with the link to this, to the,
Absolutely.
it's a
And
whole,
you keep the
it's
faith,
a whole
my
thing.
friend. It is getting better. Everything's going to be okay. You call me if you need me.
I feel like I
believe
want to
so.
give him a big hug.
I know, me too. We're all hugging you. We love you.
I feel the hug.
My wonderful friend Ray Dong Chong is with us. Hello, honey. How are you?
Hi, gang.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the anniversary party. We're so thrilled to have you.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled to be a part of it.
So when I first told you that I was going to start this movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity, my friend, what did you think?
Oh, well, it's kind of kumbaya and dopey. But
at least we swear a little bit.
Well, the thing I notice whenever you talk about love and anything to do with the opposite vibration of dysfunction, distortion, and anger and fear, whenever you talk about something positive, nurturing, connective, loving, moist, tender, and deep, people sort of run or they get sleepy unless they're up to task.
Yeah.
And so when you mentioned this, just the idea that you would go public is so heroic. And you risk all the derision and the judgment from people who are just, let's face it, most people are so happy in the swill of their misery that they don't understand or want to consider and adopting a higher vibration, which is, you know, loving and connective and joyous and bliss. Like, it takes muscle to be able to receive bliss and to be able to say to someone, I love you. I love you every day of your life. I love you when you don't love me, and I love you when you're not thinking about me, and I just love you. I mean, you know, it takes practice.
It's true. It's very true. And I think, like you said, some people just aren't up to task, and our job is to be patient with them and realize that in time, they hope that in time they will be up to task, because not everybody's going to be on the same page where you are. And it's
and it's exactly, it's called, there's a saying in the Pathwork, and it with I think it's Byron Katie where I learned. She says, you know, it's sinful to push people beyond their evolution. It's a sin in that it makes them feel bad. But of course, I like everyone. My energies, I'm so hyper, and I notice people who I know love me on a level sometimes can't be around me because I'm like, come on, let's play, let's be blissful. And they're like, no.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I'm like, but I'm starting a vibration movement. Why aren't we all excited? But it's going to be exciting. Some people just, it takes them longer to come around to things. And I've learned in my life that was some ego I needed to let go of. I can't expect everyone to be excited about something just because I started. I have to understand that.
I'm feeling a little bit of pushback from my being so open about the, I'm naming names in the Me Too movement, which is
you do your thing.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you do your thing, baby. You've got to do your thing. If you want to name names, then you do it.
I'm naming names, but the thing is, it's not my currency. I feel like I still, I have my show that I'm developing, my TV pilot and all this stuff, but I recently had pushback from somebody saying, you're naming names, you're never going to sell your show because the studios are going to recoil, they're not going to want to, and the networks are not going to want, because you're a troublemaker. But I thought, I'm not making this stuff up. It's not my only currency. It's not what I'm leading with. I'm not shrill. I'm not angry. I love making movies. I love working with talented people who are there for the gig. So I don't know why I don't know why being honest and saying I was represented by this agency and this was my agent is naming names per se. But apparently it's something we're not supposed to do. We're supposed to allow people to abuse us, and then we're not supposed to say anything.
Yeah, and that's
and
not.
I'm thinking,
no, I think this now is the time. We've come to the time in our world where all of us are allowed to be just who we are. Yes. And if people have a problem with that, then that's their problem, and that's not our problem. What is that for? What's one of the agreements too, right? LA, what other people think of me is none of my business. And that's a hard one for me. That's my goal for 2018, Ray Dawn, is to work on that one. Ray Dawn, if you
and culturally, though, I also think it would be important for people to look at themselves, look in the mirror, go stand in front of the mirror, everyone listening, and ask yourself, are you complicit?
Yeah.
Ask, are you complicit in this? Because the truth is, all of us are a little bit complicit in the status quo. Mm-hmm. Because we don't want to stand outside, we don't want to be an outlier.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Sweetie, if you could leave us all with something today about why it's important to raise your vibration, what would it be?
It's important to raise your vibration because it's fun. The laughter is deeper. The love is deeper. You actually feel fulfilled. You actually, the food you eat, you can taste it. The sleep you get, it's rich and nurturing. The relationships are lasting and you feel better. To raise your vibration is to enter into nirvana.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's beautiful. And I love you, my friend. Thank you for calling and being a part of this. It means so much to me.
I am so happy I could add my little bits and pieces. I send you big sloppy kisses and sloppy hugs to all of you. Bye.
Thank you, my friend. We'll see you soon. The wonderful Ray Dong Chong. We have a council member who's important in here with us. We haven't introduced yet. My wonderful friend Kelly Rivers is here. Hi, Kelly. It's good to see you, my friend. So Kelly and Kelly Rivers and L.A. Weiss not only are members of the Vibrational Council, but as the nonprofit papers go through, they will be, they're going to be my official board members for my board of directors. So the entire board of directors for raisingthevibration.org is sitting right here at this table. And I couldn't be happier. And talk about first, this is the night where two of my best friends are meeting each other for the first time.
Hey.
Right here in front of y'all on Facebook Live and LA Talk Radio.
And one brought
Oh yeah, that's what I was bringing to the table.
Oh.
I would say everybody brought something to the table, and I said I'm baking cookies.
Oh.
So I baked
Those are
cookies.
Yours?
Of course.
Kelly is a fantastic chef.
She wasn't
and her
looking
food
at
I know. I hear about the food all the time.
But I did not read the memo that said wear purple.
Oh, that's okay.
Neither did I.
But your hair is purple.
But you have
Well,
purple in
it
your
was
hair.
already purple.
Yeah,
It was a happy accident.
That was probably my fault.
I'm
I
wearing
probably
the
should.
opposite
Who
of
has
purple.
purple lipstick?
Oh,
I do.
I only
I do.
I just have pinks.
Slap it on.
I only have pinks. I love how JP just moves around.
I know.
To wherever he needs to go.
I'm the hole filler.
So what I have to tell you, because you know,
that didn't come out right, did it?
That really didn't come out right.
Especially since you're the opposite.
That was a little scary.
Yeah.
So Kelly, when I
Whole
told you
different
that that I wanted you to be on this council and that I wanted you to be on my board of directors, because you and I are relatively new friends, although we became friends very quickly. Also, you're not a part of this crazy entertainment business of show.
Hallelujah.
So when I asked you to do this, I was actually, I'll tell you the truth, a little nervous about asking you. I wasn't so sure that you were going to be so into it, and you were amazing, and I'm so thankful for that, and so thankful that you're a part of this. So what did you think when I said, oh, I have a peace movement? Do you want to be a part of it?
Oh my God, really?
I thought, oh, okay.
I remember telling LA, I'm like, I haven't asked her yet, and I think she might say no. And then you didn't.
No, I didn't say no.
And you have a lot of experience being on board of directors because you're on like real boards of directors for like real things.
I thought this was real.
Well, this is real, but I mean, you have been on it before. I think your cookies are going to last 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know,
These
right?
are amazing.
You really made these?
No.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
I'd like
Oh
to
my
place
gosh.
an order, please. They're coming
Yeah.
to you. Do you make oatmeal raisin?
Oh, we should. You know
I
what
do.
we should have? We should have a Raising the Vibration cookie that you should make.
Oh.
And we should sell it at our store.
Have a couple of nuts in there.
Yeah, yeah.
More than a few.
Some fruits and nuts.
yeah.
Get the fruit in there.
Fruits and nuts.
Candy.
Well, but
Oh,
you-
Reese's Pieces because of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mom.
ghee, and that'd be wonderful.
Well, there you go.
But you are in a, you know, you are an artist because cooking is an art.
Oh.
Oh, is that me on the? I hear my voice.
I was listening to you on the way over.
But I'm just so glad you're here. I know this is all new for you, being with crazy people on the air, in a group. I know. How about that?
These are really good. I'd like to place an order for oatmeal raisin, please.
I'm serious. We should have.
Peanut butter.
I wasn't kidding that
Peanut
we
butter.
should have a. It was just somebody just save me one. But you don't have to keep all of them by me. Did you get one, Patty?
Have a cookie.
These are really good.
Hello, dear.
Hello,
I won't
sweetheart.
make out with you.
Okay, I'll move it over
You
here.
can if you want.
We're just
'Cause
gonna
I'm
keep
that kind of girl.
piling things on
you
the
missed
table.
when Johnny Whitaker made out with me earlier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's something we can talk about at the
See?
Rivers family
That's
dinner.
why I don't come up to L.A. It's very
She doesn't
scary
want to
up
be
here.
accosted and made out with.
Really,
You might
so
have been
Kelly, quit beating around the bush. How do you
All right,
really
I'm going
feel
to try to
about
call. I'm going to try to call because Christian Campbell was trying to call in and somehow we got disconnected. So I'm going to call him, but this might be a little weird. So I don't normally call people on the because it can get weird. But here we go. Let's hope when he picks it up, he's not like, "What's happening?"
Where is it? I'll get it for you.
I'll get it. I like walking around without my purple on.
And we're going to hear the phone ringing, and it's
my
very,
God.
it's very not.
Okay, and
Hang on, we're trying to get somebody on the line here.
play nice or don't play nice or get out of my sandbox.
Do you guys all have the Facebook Live up and you're like watching as we're on
Uh-huh.
as we're on it? It's fantastic. Scott, have you done your testimonials
did,
and
but-
photos?
I did all three.
It's
Aren't you
burning my
wonderful?
It took me
battery.
about 30 takes.
Did
but
you
I
do
did it.
yours, JP?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you all wonderful? I don't think he's going to answer. I think he probably thinks I'm not going to call him.
Then you don't win the prize of $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
He's also Christian.
Hey there, this is Christian Campbell.
That's how you know that's who I really called. All right, I'll try to text him and see if I can get him to call in. And one of our council members, Jeff Floro, is going to be calling at 6:45. Jeff is designing. He is writing this. Here's the exciting things Jeff is doing. Jeff is doing all the radio production for our ads. He's doing all the audio production. He's writing theme music for the Vibration. And he's writing music that I'm going to set words to, and we're kind of co-partnering in a meditation CD together. But he had emergency surgery 2 days ago, so he's home recuperating, and so he's going to call in. And we wish him well. We love you, Jeff, and we wish you well. And so he's going to call in at 6:45. And I know that my friend Kate Linder's trying to call in, so maybe I'll have her call in right now. Oh, she is trying to call. Okay, she said she was calling, but I don't have. Okay, let me get her number. Patty, Patty, talk a little bit about what you do, because you practice a little bit. You do some good white light prayers. What do you do on a regular basis to raise the vibration of the world and of the nation and of the world?
I do a lot. I'm very shamanistic in my work. I'm a pagan. I'm a witch. I'm a good witch.
You're a very
I'm a
good
very
witch.
good witch. I don't worship the devil or turn people into frogs, but I do believe we are in charge of our own destiny and creating our destiny. So everything I do of course I'm human and we falter a lot, but all of my thoughts, all of my actions, I really try to do what is my best movement here? How can I help? How can it be positive? And I just remember when you were talking about how some people don't like your light, that you're going to lose people.
Is that what I said?
Well, you said that the raising of it is your light.
hate my light?
No, we love your light, but they're afraid of your vibration.
My light, JP?
When you tell
Yeah.
people you're raising the vibration,
You want
it
the
is
short list or the long?
it is your light, and because when you bring in the light, it's like a mirror, and when you bring in the light, they see their shadows. So we have to learn to not be afraid of the shadows, because and we can get past our shadows, but that's all it is. It's not that they don't realize that, but it's not because they don't like this new vibration thing necessarily, or it's too woo-woo. It's because they're starting to see the shadows from your light.
Yeah. And I also think some people just don't want peace. I think some people live in a place of chaos, and they love chaos.
Yeah. Also, when
drama.
When Ray Dawn was talking, one of the things I was thinking of, even from just a psychological standpoint, not even a spiritual standpoint, so many people they're in their rut, whatever it is, whatever it is, whether it's their relationships or their jobs or their lives. I used to have a friend who I've talked about a lot of times, who was just so committed to her misery, to her own self-loathing. And the thing is that whenever you're doing something that is self-sabotaging, and whatever it is, we all have our things, right, that are kind of self-sabotaging. We wouldn't keep doing it if we weren't getting something out of it.
Absolutely.
If somebody's just always the victim, or they're just always, having I don't know, just different things that I've known the people do, but a lot of it is, they're always struggling with something or whatever's going on, or they're always in destructive relationships. They keep choosing those behaviors over and over. And when you try to, with this friend of mine, it was the same kind of thing. And when about 16 years ago now, kind of got dragged down the spiritual path, how it happens, right?
Yep.
Something happens.
Yep. And then, it sets off a chain reaction.
And you resist. And then and then you take a class like I did because, I don't want anything like that to happen again. I want to learn how to avoid it, and that's not how it works out.
And the next thing you know, you're up to your ass in the woo-woo.
Exactly. And so that's absolutely true. And so, but the thing is like, as I changed and I got more peaceful, because I had anxiety, I had depression, I had all kinds of things going on. But as things for me changed, I got all this resistance from her. And she'd been, a really, really good friend for, a long, long time. Also since high school, about the same amount of time that I've known Sheena. And she'd be like, well, I see that's working for you. I'd try to help her because she was so miserable. I see how you've changed and you seem happier and all of these things are getting better for you, but that's just not for me. That's just not for me. And when people do that, when they resist it, it's because they don't want anything to change.
Yeah.
The attention that she was getting, the sympathy that she was getting, all these things that people get kind of addicted to. And also, if they have those things to hold on to, then nobody in their minds, they think no one's going to have any expectations of them. They don't have to do better. They don't have to try harder. They don't have to succeed more. They don't have to, nothing has to change. People resist change even when it's for their own good. Even if they're the ones driving it, they will resist it because they're comfortable where they are and there's a payoff.
It's true. It's so true. The wonderful Kate Linder is joining us. Hello, my friend.
Hi. Hi, Tina.
I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to our 1-year anniversary party for I Am Raising the Vibration of the Nation and the World. What an honor to have you with us.
Well, an honor to be here. Happy anniversary. And I was with you a year ago, so I can't believe it's been a whole year already.
I know. Can you believe?
When you began this whole project, which I think is fabulous, by the way.
Thank you. And it was started on my mother's birthday, so of course in Scorpio.
That's right.
And Kate is also a Scorpio, as is Diane, who's here with us, who designed our beautiful logo. I love my Scorpios because I grew inside one. Kate, you are one of those people, and I talk about this every time that you do one of my radio shows. You are just like a ball of light. There's not anybody that doesn't love you. I think you make a concentrated effort to leave a trail of good wherever you go, and to spread joy and spread love and to do things for other people where you can. You live by example. You are really the epitome of walking your talk, and I think that I'm so in awe of your beautiful soul, my friend.
Well, thank you. You totally made my day. I so appreciate you saying that, and you're absolutely a person that does that as well. And so that's why whenever you ask me to do anything, I always say yes, because I so appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you, my friend. How have you, it's been a crazy year for you. It's been a crazy year for a lot of people. We've both dealt with a lot this last year and a half. What is sort of your secret for people that are listening? My publicist, Ken Werther, who was just here and left, was talking about how he's still struggling with getting over how he feels about some of the things that have gone on in our country in the last year. Obviously, there are always, as my wonderful friend Dee Wallace was saying earlier when she was here, there are always bumps in the road. How do you sort of weather those bumps? I mean, what is your secret for always sort of landing on your feet with a good attitude and a smile on your face?
Well, I sometimes, not every day is going to be a good day. And even sometimes on the good days, not every part of that day is going to be good. But there are things that are good, and there are things that also that we can't do anything about, and you can't beat yourself up for it when you can't make something happen that you want to happen. And I think when I'm having a bad day, I just have to say to myself, okay, well, tomorrow's going to be better, or maybe in 2 hours it's going to be better, and you just have to sort of pick yourself up and keep going, because there's really no other choice. For me, there isn't any other choice, because if I don't do that, what does that mean? That I just stay in bed and pull the covers over me? That's not a good option. I don't think that's a good thing to do. And so I think it's really important when you realize that there are so many people out there that need help, and if every single one of us would just, even if you're having a bad day or a bad period in your life, if all of us just gave back a teeny little bit, just think what a better world this would be. And instead of spending the time, I could sit there and just feel sorry for myself, or I could try to get out there and try to help someone else. And I think that's basically what I'm doing, how I deal with it.
And that's beautiful, and that's absolutely true. And then this is what we've been talking about. This has kind of been a running theme, right? This entire show for all of us, that if you're feeling bad about something, get over how you're feeling by helping somebody else. Helping another person is a wonderful way to get through. Having this movement and being able to spread peace and love and to put happiness into the world has helped me to deal with the grief of my mother's death. And L.A. Weiss, who's sitting next to me, is my best friend from high school. And, there were times when people in my life thought I wouldn't survive my mother's death because we were so close. And literally having a place to focus my energy and my love, and to be able to make people feel better, and to be able to raise the vibration, and to love my friends, my tribe, so many of them here sitting in here in the studio with me, that has helped me deal with the grief. If you continue to focus on the negative, then it's hard to get out of it. And I'll tell you, there are times when, whether it's something I've gone through with a friend, it's thinking about my mom not being here, today is her birthday, it's seeing something in the news and thinking, my God, are people really like this? And I start to get all bunched up, and then I think, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go sit in the hot tub, because when I sit in water, that's when I create. I'm going to go sit in my hot tub, and then I'm going to think of something beautiful that my mom said to me once, and I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to post it on the site. And then somebody, without a doubt, will email me, text me, call me, and say, oh my God, that thing you just posted, I literally was grinding my teeth today, and I read that, and now I feel better. And then I feel like my work is done. And then it changes my whole attitude for a week. Then I'm as high as a kite because I made one person feel better. And that's, if we all just did that, if we all took our unhappiness and channeled it into happiness, there would be, the vibration of the world would just start skyrocketing. But instead and just what you said, Kate, when you're sad about something, when you're unhappy, when you're frustrated, don't kind of take your toys and go home. Go out and make somebody else's life better.
It balances it out.
Right. And it always makes me feel good too when someone says to me, "Oh my God, when you thank you for doing this, or thank you for hosting this event, or like I do lots and lots of giving back on celebrity spokesperson for ALS Association.
It's wonderful.
And then I do these teas in Canada. I have one coming up on December 3rd for March of Dimes. I bring Young and the Restless, my castmates with me. And, and then you see the good that you can do, and you see how much you're helping and how much people appreciate it. And then then you can't just feel sorry for yourself. You go, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. If you could leave us with some parting words, Kate, about why you think it's so important that we all raise the vibration of our nation and the world, what would they be?
Well, because I think, as you say, Sheena, and you're the one that started this, and you are absolutely brilliant about all this.
Thank you.
And that is that because if we're all doing this, and as this grows and keeps growing, and more people enter into it, and just look at how, for instance, how social media has taken off. Look at how you can just post something, and then something goes viral. Okay, and you're going, wow, 3 million people saw that video, and you're going, wow, how did that happen? Well, why can't we apply the same principle to this?
Yeah.
If we're doing this and make it go viral, then hopefully, and well, not hopefully, it will happen, and eventually it will reach everyone, and then that's the way you get it to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's beautiful, my friend. Thank you so much for participating in tonight.
Yay.
It means everything to me. You're a beautiful soul, and I'm honored to call you my friend.
Oh, thank you, Sheena, and I felt the exact same way about you, and thank you also for always being there for me. I really, really appreciate it.
That's what friends are for, my friend. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thank you for the call in. The wonderful Kate Linder, isn't she sweet? She's darling. For people who don't, I was going to hold pictures up of everybody, and then we just didn't get to that. I brought my iPad, and this is my first time ever doing this in the studio, so we're learning. But Kate, of course, has spent 35 years on The Young and the Restless, and she's just been a wonderful. Kind of a bright light in that community and helping so many people and really loving her fans. You're just making yourself at home, Ellie Weiss, aren't you?
I can't sit with my feet down like that.
I think it's great.
I never do.
We're all how much do I love that you're all here? This is like, I feel like it's my birthday, not Mom's.
I liked what Kate was saying, and then now to piggyback off what Ken approached is I really feel that there are a lot of people with emotional and spiritual PTSD.
Yeah.
And it, as people know, I mean, you just can't say, oh, okay, I'm going to get better. Go, okay, I'm fine. No, PTSD, there is a trauma there. That's the word and the T. And so it's working through that. And I think that's what we are doing here tonight on the website when we talk to people is helping. Because we're not negating somebody's trauma. We're not negating the fact that they're angry. We're agreeing. We're basically saying that's okay. What can we do to help you? Instead of that's okay. Let's put more fuel on the fire, which all the other people are doing.
Absolutely.
You have to meet people where they are.
Look who's here. Look who's here and all getting better. Jeff Floro, how are you, sweetheart? How you feeling?
I'm a little sore, but I'm better. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I'm sorry I couldn't come down.
No, sweetheart, we're just glad that I can't believe you called in. I'm so thankful for that. I think that what happened to you this week, right, is just a testimony of why we all need to live for today. Because at 1 minute you don't feel good, you go into the hospital, then you find out one of your organs wants to say goodbye and go home, and the next thing you know, you're going home without a gallbladder.
Yeah, truly. No, and actually I was told by the doctor, I passed a gallstone, but it got stuck in my pancreas, and I got pancreatitis, and it was pretty severe. And he told me after everything was done, and I just had the gallbladder removed yesterday. But he said you can die from that. So it does hit you. We live it's so important to live in the moment. And again, I think what's helped me a lot is just positiveness in my life and my friends like yourself. Sheena was constantly asking me, checking on me, and I think that's so important because that energy from that positivity can heal, and it's kept me going. Because believe me, when you get pancreatitis, it just knocks the hell out of you.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say I've watched you from the beginning build this up, and as you got to you discovered what you wanted to do, and I remember you telling me because I'm next door to her when she does her show, and I just think that it's one of the best things ever, and it's so needed. That the positivity that comes from your Raising the Vibration show and everything, and your Facebook page and stuff, it's truly important.
I remember because
I want to acknowledge that.
Thank you, sweetheart. The day after the election, the day they announced our new president, which obviously was today, which was my mother's birthday, and she had just left the earth 6 months before. And on Wednesday night, sometimes after my show, the Sheena Metal Experience, I sit in with my wonderful psychic medium friend Rebecca Fearing, and I do her show, and Jeff is her producer. And I did the show even though I was so devastated about the election, and I was so sad because it was my mother's birthday, and I wept on the air and felt like such a damn fool because I'm so tough and Irish, and not really that tough though, am I? And I kind of babbled like a baby, and we always go out and eat dinner afterwards, and we went out to eat dinner, and I remember saying to Jeff that night, because Jeff and I always sit next to each other, and then Rebecca and her boyfriend sit across from us. Jeff's sort of my Wednesday night boyfriend. And I remembered saying, I think I'm gonna do something. I think I'm gonna take all of this and do something. I have to find a way to get everything my mother taught me out there, to get all of her teachings out there, and to find a way to take everything she shared with me, which is how I live in this world and not go crazy, and share it with other people. And you were so encouraging, Jeff. You were probably the first person I told about it, because it was literally that day. And I said, I don't know what, I didn't have the name yet. I didn't have any of it. I just knew I wanted to do something, and that this was all going to be for something, because it was too weird that it would happen on Mom's birthday after I had been wanting to do something spiritual in Mom's honor, for it not to be the coincidence that it was because I was supposed to do it. And I didn't know what it was, but I knew it had to be something. And, it's funny, sometimes people say to me, well, because I say that that this movement is in my mother's memory and her honor, and that she is our inspiration. And there's even a section on the website that's going to talk a little bit about her that says our inspiration. But I say that not just because I want to honor somebody who I loved, who was a wonderful mother, but also that my mother was an amazing spiritual teacher and an amazing gifted therapist and a teacher, but also an amazing spiritual person. And she had these amazing words of wisdom that she was constantly passing out. But most people didn't ever get them because she was very shy of people. So she didn't really leave her. I used to always say, if you wanted to go to the Church Alina, you just had to gather around her Barcalounger. She was like Sylvia Brown, but you only got the teachings if you came to my house. And so I just felt like all of that had to be out there, and she was not going to be able to do it now, so it needed to be me. And thank you, Jeff, for letting me be the first person that I told that to. If you had some information, if you wanted to pass something on to everybody who's watching and listening about why it's so important to raise your vibration, what would it be?
Well, one thing I want to say is right after the election and stuff, I saw you personally upset, but a lot of my friends were upset, and everybody was freaking out, and everybody knows Facebook just became horrible.
Oh, my hate book.
So negative. and social media, which we use to promote our shows. So it's something I had to face, but I actually didn't like going on. It was so negative. You open the website and it would just ooze out at you,
Yeah.
And what I want to say is that one thing I have learned with just my dealing with death and just my life experiences, things are meant, and it might not be clear, and it might what the hell are we, what's going on right now? Why the hell is this going on? But I think ultimately it'll be a positive thing, in the sense that, because I tell all my friends that were very upset about it, I said, look, you're being told to do something here. And all those people that are nervous and scared, the thing is, we need to take control over our government in America, because we're Americans. It's our country.
Right.
And these guys work for us. And
we the people.
The most important thing I can stress is question everything. Look, he tried to put that ban on the Syrians and all that stuff, and they blocked it. It can be done. We do have the power. And the thing is that you just need to exercise it. No longer can you just be apathetic and oh yeah, they're going to do this, or oh yeah, I just heard on the news they're passing this other bill. No, question it. why do we need this? Why are they doing this? Why are they taking this money? Why are they, why are the troops going here? Question everything, because that's, people. I come from the '60s generation, and we were revolutionaries, or at least we thought we were. But the thing is, you need to question it. It's our American right to question authority, and I think that, it's our right to get an answer from them. And so those people that are scared or afraid, or they're feeling like, oh God, I'm losing, there's a madman here, and we're losing control. Take control.
Yeah.
It's up to you to do it. And
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the things too. Even though I think that raising the vibration does it in a much nicer way, but it's kind of like a slap in the face.
We're trying.
But it's interesting because that negativity. Both Sheena and I were reacting to that stuff. Both of us lost our moms, and both of us had a period of cleaning house in terms of people around us. Like that, there were some people that were just negative.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't get out of it. They were staying there. And for your own health, you can't keep that around you. It's so draining.
It's interesting because Patty lost her mom right before Kelly lost her mom, right before I lost my mom, right before you lost your mom, right before Kate Linder lost her husband. So it's kind of, we're all sort of going through this experience at the same time. And
and what I reacted to, like the negativity that was coming out, as Sheena knows well, is I started posting pictures of my palms that I inherited from my mom, because it would make people like, why are you posting all these pictures of the dogs all the time? Totally, because it makes people smile.
Yes, and you're right. You took the sadness of your mom's death. You inherited her dogs. Now you post pictures of them in little outfits, and it makes people happy. So you took a sad thing and made a happy thing, and that's exactly what it's all about. Thank you, my friend. I love you so much. Thank you for the call in. We have to do our station ID again. We're now halfway through the show at the top of the hour. It's Raising the Vibration right here on LA Talk Radio. We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. Please visit us there. More with my wonderful Vibrational Council and more special guests right after this.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Okay, I will,
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, now people are saying hi.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Trash that needs to go, because I'm gonna.
There's a green bag over there.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Now already? Ugh,
Try this and do it backwards so I get the.
No, it's fine. I can hear. You guys, really? We're on camera. It's not raising the vibration to argue with each other. That's mine. I thought mine was the other one. This is my first time in the studio, so bear with us. When you hear me on my shows on LA Talk Radio, I've been in that studio for 9 years, so I'm a professional. Scott Travis is here. Hello, my friend. We're going to have a surprise caller in just a minute. It's not a surprise because I know they're calling. What did you think? Because Scott does my candle line, which is called Experience, through his company CBT Candle LA, and we started a new line called Ascension that was more spiritually based, and vibration obviously is part of that. It's a brand new candle. We just released it at the Improv on Sunday night. So, my friend, I couldn't have done this without you, and I'm so honored to have you as part of the Vibrational Council. What did you think when I first told you that I wanted to start a little movement called Raising the Vibration of the Nation and the World? Hi, Darby. Darby Hinton is here.
Women.
Come on. Oh, look at you. And you got your purple. Come sit here in the corner with us, sweet love. So, Scott, what did you think when I said I was going to start this movement?
I just thought, okay, what are we going to do?
Aren't you a good boy? And
I know my place.
and why do you think it's important?
Well, I think that it's good for everybody's morale, but it's like I always believe that there's a balance between everything, up and down, good and bad, evil and good, and if something bad is going on in your life, this vibration will make you do something good that will balance it out. There's always going to be something bad going on in somebody's life, but it'll just give that person the motivation to do something good, to just balance it out.
I agree. What would you want people to know that you think about raising the vibration of the nation and the world?
I would just say, always try to keep a good thought for everything. There's always good in everything.
It's true. You can always find the good in everything.
Everything. And
it's hard, right? And I've seen you've gone through a big shift in the last year
Mm-hmm.
of really sort of rerouting your thought processes and the way that you think and the way that you act and your emotionality. And it's been beautiful to see that. It's been beautiful to see the change in you.
I owe that to my friends. That would be you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
And I also owed it to Betsy Chassie for the radical
our friend
dating.
Betsy Chassie, who we have something to read from Betsy.
I did the reality show Radical Dating with her, and the whole process just totally changed my mentality level. I went from, instead of thinking negative all the time, to thinking positive about everything. I mean, down to driving down the freeway and somebody cuts me off. The first thing I don't think, oh my God, you son of a, I think, oh, he just must be in a rush to get somewhere. I just try not to think negative.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful, my friend. I see the difference in you and the shift in you, and I'm honored to be your friend. And Betsy,
I'm honored to be your friend.
Oh, thank you. Betsy, of course, is directed a wonderful film called What the Bleep Do We Know?
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't be here tonight, but she wrote this for us to read on the air. Now more than ever, we need amazing people like Sheena and her movement. Oh. It's time to really focus on raising our vibration to reaching beyond the known and letting go of fear and doubt and trusting that together we can rock this world. And with Sheena guiding the way, it's going to be one awesome frequency. Thank you, my friend. I'm honored by your words. Betsy's wonderful. Mr. Darby Hinton, look at you in your purple.
Hello, you said purple.
You got the memo. Come a little close to the mic, sweetheart.
I'm sorry. There we go.
You are, as we wait for our next person to call in, you are certainly somebody who understands raising the vibration. And I think since I started the movement, sort of our connection in spirituality has grown our friendship.
Absolutely. Certainly hasn't hurt it.
Hasn't hurt at all. It's kind of helped it. You are, in addition to being a wonderfully talented actor and just a fantastic cowboy, you are a very sweet soul, a very spiritual soul who cares a lot about people.
I just thought I was just coming here for the cookies. Now I get
Kelly's
an ego
cookies.
stroke.
Oh, no. Those are my cookies. Sorry.
This woman made the cookies. Those are Kelly's
There's
cookies.
That positive person right there
exactly.
going for scarcity.
The cookies.
Now
He's
there's
positive
scarcity.
they're his cookies.
I'm positive they're my cookies. Thank you. There's a difference between being selfish and being positive. I'm being selfish.
I say we should just forget the whole idea of raising the vibration and just throw down for Kelly's cookies.
There we go. I agree.
Yeah.
I second, third, and fourth that.
So for you, why is the notion of raising the vibration important, my friend?
Well, listen, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s, and we were talking and singing about vibrations and, doing the whole thing way back then. Everything's a vibration, from the pyramids to what we envision as running water. I mean, it's just, that and like attract like. There's just laws in the universe that work, and no matter what you say, it's going to happen. So, like I said, there's the positive, and road rage is one of my little challenges.
Oh, is that a hard one? Okay.
That's
grew up in L.A.
Yeah.
I mean, you drive here,
It's in our DNA.
I was in a really bad freeway accident when I was 23. I think
You were in a bad
earlier
freeway
in the
accident
show.
just recently.
I was, but I was in a really bad one when I was 23. The one I was in recently, I was just sitting in traffic and stopped dead traffic and somebody rammed into me. But this one I was actually driving. And although the accident wasn't my fault, if I hadn't been going so fast and in such a hurry to go somewhere, I wouldn't have been as injured as I was. So I'm never in any hurry to go anywhere. I don't road rage at all.
that's...
I chill.
That's what I like. maturing in life. If it's taught me anything, it's you just be happy where you are, what you're doing while you're doing it. And this rushing to get someplace else and always running late. And also I think people get off on that a little bit, being late. It gives them a rush.
I think you're right. I think people are like that.
Yeah, and they go, and then that's what gets in the car and stuff.
And they want to rush to get there on time, and or you know, and
Well,
it's
my
like
mom
it
was
gives them
late
adrenaline.
to everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hi.
literally.
Have you met me?
Even
Yeah. I'm
even
late to
her
everything.
funeral. But and airports were always such a trauma. Because back then, you know, she would like leave the car and have me run onto the plane because there was no TSA or anything. You know, so as a kid, I would run onto the plane to try to hold it while she checked in and did everything. It was crazy. So you can control that. You can leave earlier. And like you said, it is so nice when you can say, okay, that person's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Their purpose wasn't just to cut me off and make me get mad and then sit there and over something you have no control of, which is traffic. And also I've learned too, to me it's an insult if you tell somebody you're going to be somewhere at some time and you make people sit around.
And you make them wait.
Yeah.
Because you're not, it's
I
it's
agree.
very selfish. I know, don't be, I know my faults.
Sorry, and I don't know. I don't mean to be
I know
calling
my faults.
anybody out. But,
I know my faults. I'm always late. I was born late. I was a few days late. So hey, I'm gonna be late the rest of my life.
One of the things I used to
working
do
on
in
it.
traffic, maybe I need to do this again because I go back and forth with the traffic thing. It kind of depends on my mood. But one of the things I used to do is I used to keep bubbles in my car because everybody in traffic gets so stressed out.
Wrap?
No, like
No, bubbles
actual
and bubbles.
that you
That
blow.
you blow, yeah.
And I've got a sunroof and stuff, and I'd roll down my windows. And I would just blow bubbles when I was sitting in traffic, and all these people are stressed out, and they'd see it,
And
and they
everybody
just
would get
kind of
in a car
laugh at me
accident behind you.
because
I loved you in the 70s.
it just like breaks the tension. It's something unexpected. And,
Oh my God, that's
just,
great.
Yeah, I'm running down to get bubbles.
Yeah.
That's
You
actually
just
good.
do the squeezy thing with the hand.
Raise the
that's what my
vibration
husband does. He's
bubble.
got that's what-
Diane,
that's
you've
what my
been very
husband does.
quiet. How do you feel about this whole raising the vibration thing?
I think it's important.
Into the mic.
I think it's important. I think it's about healing. It's about I think as people trying to raise the vibration, we're trying to counterbalance the negativity out there in order to just especially now, we need that balance. We need that healing. And the more people that we have raising the vibration, the more healing that will ripple out and heal the world. So you can't do it without it, to be quite honest. We can't do it just through, if we want to make positive change, and a whole lot of people, and I don't see, when it comes to even politics, everybody agrees that there needs to be change. So I think, as raising the vibration, that's our part of helping and also making that change hopefully through a positive way.
And I think we have to say too, it's got to be a positive vibration, because you can raise the vibration of evil too, and of bad things. That's why, you see people that get in a downward spiral. It's because they're focusing on everything that's going wrong and talking about what's wrong and it gets them more upset, and it attracts other people that are upset, and so yes, everything is a vibration, but there's also the good vibration, because that also attracts, and more people feel good. And
Beach Boys.
I was just
I know,
thinking
it's
that
been
song
going
was just
through
in
my
my
head.
head.
It's like,
My song was just in my head. It was just like good.
Kathleen, are you with us?
I am with you. How are you?
Hi, the wonderful Kathleen Wilhoit is here. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm stuck in traffic. My rehearsal went long, and I feel like I blew it. I was late to call you.
No, that's okay, because we're working you in right now. So I'm so thrilled that you're here, my friend. Did you think I was crazy when I told you that I was starting a movement of peace, love, and kindness and unity called I Am Raising the Vibration of the Nation and the World?
I did not, because I know you a little bit, and I know that you make things happen, and that you come up with an idea and do all the footwork to make it a reality. I was not surprised.
Thank you, and thank you for coming on board with it. How important do you think it is now that we work to raise the vibration of everything around us?
More than ever, it's important. I feel like we're at a real crisis time right now, and I think that it's beautiful that you're doing this. I mean, I cannot express to you how much more I think there needs to be of this kind of energy. There's a play at my school called Woke that is trying to raise the vibration as well. It's playing at Cal State University Long Beach this weekend. I'll be going on Saturday night. I'm doing a little bit of a plug, but just because I hear that it's really great. So it's all about raising the vibration. It really is. It's an anti-Trump play written by the students, and I'm just very excited about seeing it tonight, or this weekend.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice that, look, no matter what your political affiliation is, it's great that people are getting out there and being proactive about what they believe in and what they want. That's the most important thing. I mean, I think, and having discussions about it. And this is always going to be a place, the vibration's always going to be a place where people are free to talk about how they feel, however they feel. It's always going to be an open, safe space. And it's never going to be a place where if you're something, if you vote one way or another, you're not welcome. I don't believe in that, and I will never believe in that. But it's also a place where people have to understand that where our country is at right now, when we talk about raising the vibration, we have to talk about the fact that a lot of people feel like they're in a lot of distress right now. So you have to have the discussion. If you don't have the discussion, if you silence the discussion, then things are going to get worse. So it needs to be.
Let's hope the pendulum is swung, and it's coming back to where, this is uniting. People are going, okay, this is enough. We do have to find a good vibration. We do have to find a common ground. We do have to find. Listen, if all this stuff that's happening in Russia is supposed to be happening in Russia and how they were trying to come against us, I hope America acts like a family. I know my family, I have 5 kids, and they fight amongst each other like crazy. I mean, I've had to bang their heads together. But pick on one of them, somebody from the outside calling the family out or calling them, then the family goes, then you have 4 big brothers you got to mess with. Yeah. And I'm really hoping that could happen here, that we're like, well, wait a minute, somebody was trying to divide us? No, because I really do like that other person over on the East Coast, even though I'm on the West Coast, or I'm in LA and San Francisco. I mean, it's just everybody tribes so much.
Yes.
And it's just, but when you attack America, their stature, their who they are, or try to divide them. Hopefully we'll all pull together and say, no, that's not who we are. This is who we are.
It's beautiful.
And you're leading the charge, and I love it.
I love that about you, that you love it. Kathleen, if you were going to leave us with some parting words about why it's so important to raise your vibration, what does it mean to you?
I feel like that we're at a turning point, where I feel like if we don't do it now, we could destroy the world for our children, and I mean, I think it's that dire. Actually.
I do too.
It's not a joke. So I'm super delighted by what you're doing and proud of you and all of those things.
Thank you, my friend. I'm honored that you were with us here tonight. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Keep up the good fight for the raising of the vibration. The wonderful Kathleen Wilhoit. Isn't she terrific?
I love that woman.
She's fantastic. And she was one of my guests, along with Kate Linder, along with the girls, the Glow Girls of Wrestling that are going to be here a little in the 8 o'clock hour. And Ray Dawn, and who am I missing,
Patty.
Jeff? And Patty, who did the opening prayer. Yeah, and Joan Van Ark.
Yeah.
And I have something from Joan to read, as a matter of fact.
Oh, good.
While we wait for our next person. And if you're trying to call us, I'm sorry, our phone lines are just crazed. So forgive me. I want to read the thing from Joan, but I also have somebody calling in right now, and I think we should take the call really quick. It is my good friend, Ernest Thomas. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, my love. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for the call. I adore you, and I love your humanity and your spirituality, and just what a beautiful soul you are. You know that.
Well, back at you. You're one of my favorite people in all the world. and I had to call. I'm dog tired in Kentucky.
Honey, that's where my family's from, Kentucky. How about that? Where are you in Kentucky?
I'm at Fort Knox,
Beautiful.
Kentucky. We're doing the military base here.
Oh, that's wonderful. My mom was born in Louisville, and today is her birthday, so we're celebrating her birthday as well as the anniversary of the movement today, because it's all about doing it for my mama. And I met your mom when you did Raising the Vibration. You brought your mama, and boy, she's lovely.
She adored you. She loved you instantly. Yeah, and she don't like everybody, so she would have said, you know how they are. You know how they are. But happy birthday to your mother, to your great mama.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes, baby. And to the movement. Your first and happy anniversary to the movement, raising the vibration. And you're doing that, baby.
Thank you.
And I know your mother is so proud of you. I know she's here.
Thank you.
Smiling right now.
Sure.
And,
yes.
When I left you after that interview, I went, you know, God, I really love Sheena.
I love you too, my friend. I think you and I are going to be friends for a really long time. I think you're very, very special, and I'm honored to call you my friend. If you were going to, I know you're tired, I don't want to keep you. If you were going to give some parting words to everybody about why it's important to raise your vibration, what would they be?
Because I've never seen the world so divisive, so angry, so enraged, so much just random violence, you know, not just with the mass thing that, you know, the killing in Vegas, but parents killing the children to get back at the other one who's divorcing them, and road rage because you jumped in front of me. You're going to shoot the person. You're going to end their life. Oh, the dog pooped in my yard, so I'm going to kill you. And this what you're doing, baby, is so needed. It is so needed. And if we can just get that message around the world, if just somebody, if you don't take everyone to agree, but you know, like there was always a Christ, a Martin Luther, a Gandhi. It'll take just a few people, the light that just shine bright, and it makes everybody else who wants that light to cling to it. And I just think, baby, you're gonna make it. I know for a fact, as I told you, it's important because you're changing lives.
Thank you.
You're saving lives. You're bringing happiness to souls in despair. Trust me, honey. Trust me on that. And
thank you.
You bring hope to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm a very positive person, but I left there like, why am I just feel so great? I just felt so great and at peace when I left you. You know.
Thank you, sweetheart. I think you are so wonderful, and I am humbled by all of your beautiful comments, and I adore you. And let's do some good work for the world, and you take care of yourself. And thank you so much for calling in. The wonderful Ernest Thomas, everybody. So wonderful to have him here. My friend Chip Coffey's trying to call in, and it's so busy he can't even get in. So while we're waiting for Chip to call in, I'm going to read you something. As we were talking earlier about how wonderful it was for Joan Van Ark to come down and do the show on Sunday night at the Hollywood Improv. And this is why I don't have a video show, because I spend all the time on my phone. It's so exciting to sit here and watch me on Facebook Live scroll through my phone. It's like the worst ever. Okay, so here we go. Now we're coming into the place where I saved everybody who sent something. Where in the world is it? I don't know. We're trying to find it. And for whatever reason, we're trying to get Chip, and he's not able to call through. So I know everyone's trying to call in, and I think that so many people are trying to call in, he can't get through. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call him. Let's try that, because I can do that. Here we go.
Are we making prank calls now?
I'm prank calling Chip Coffey. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
I think we should call up random people and say, we're raising the vibration.
I know. I'm trying to call him. All right, let's see what we got here, because we're not having much luck with... there's so many calls here, I can't even tell you. All of you that are trying to get through, Patty and I are sitting here looking at this thing like, what in the world?
I don't know how you do it. That is like triple tasking.
I know, I'm triple tasking and I'm on the phone. So let's get Chip to try now. If the poor guy's trying to call in and it's giving him a busy signal. Oh, good. Just tell me when to smile. Here we go. Now I got him. I'm going to call.
I'll get you guys.
I'm calling Chip.
Oh.
Then I can get everyone. Ready?
We're over here trying to figure out our own social media.
Oh, hello.
We are.
No, I'm sorry, I don't do selfies.
Oh my God.
Come on, there we go.
Who am I missing?
You.
Oh, I don't like hating.
Hello.
Mr. Chip Coffee, how are you? I had to call you because it was so busy you couldn't call in.
I know you're so freaking popular.
Oh my God! I was sitting here with my friend Patty Negri, and we were like, she's laughing because I'm going through all the calls, trying to hang up on them so I can take your call, and it was like a never-ending Rolodex of calls coming in, and it got ridiculous. It was like the episode of I Love Lucy where she's working on the assembly line.
And you guys were stuffing a lot of chocolates, right?
Exactly. So I finally just bucked up and decided to call you.
But you don't have that chocolate hand.
Well, I love it when you call me.
Oh, I love when you call in. Thank you for doing this tonight. Welcome to our anniversary party.
Happy anniversary, sweet girl.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. It means so much for me for you to call in. You know I love you like you're my brother, and it means so much. I cannot even tell you.
Well, it means a lot to me, and seeing you this past week.
I know.
How has it only been a couple of days and I already miss you madly?
I know. I miss you too. I have to find a way to get to Atlanta so we can just put on our jammies and watch TV.
Well, we're going to plan some little getaway to Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
And we'll do all the ghosty stuff in Savannah, and wouldn't that be a heck of a trip?
You know, I would absolutely love that.
Well, put on your walking shoes because Savannah's a walking city, and we'll just go kick Savannah.
I know. I did some walking when I was there in July, and I did a bunch of walking, and I loved it. I love that place. And I discovered when I was there that my ancestors actually came to America through the Savannah colony with James Oglethorpe.
And remember, we talked about that, and we think our families were probably on the same ship.
As indentured servants. Can you all see my finger quotes?
Indentured servants. I always tell people that the Coffees came from Ireland on the Oglethorpe prison ship.
Right, it's true. They came on the Oglethorpe prison ship. My ancestors did too. My Honeycutt ancestors from Northern Ireland as indentured servants.
Well, that's it. We can't be friends anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Which is, it's white slavery, people. But apparently Oglethorpe was cool, and he freed a lot of his people, and he then helped them to become successful business people. And then my family immigrated north to Louisville, where they weren't really successful business people, but
wow.
But they were.
Well, I guess my family went to North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay.
Eventually, they headed in that direction. But, I can just see the Honeycutts and the Coffees probably on that ship.
Me too.
Drinking and dancing.
Exactly.
And having a fun time.
I'm waiting for someone to give us our 7 acres and a mule.
Well, and dancing up a storm and going, we're out of jail,
Sarah?
bitches.
Exactly. You are magic, my friend. When I told you, because we've been friends for years, when I told you that I was going to start this movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity, and you were one of my very first guests on the Raising the Vibration show, did you think I'd lost my damn mind?
I didn't think you'd lost your damn mind. I really didn't. I know you well enough to know that if you get this, if you remember the old movie, The Trouble with Angels with Haley Mills and Roz Russell.
Sure.
Her thing was, she says, I've got this scathingly brilliant idea. And you get these scathingly brilliant ideas, and you're doggedly determined to make them work, and you put so much of yourself and so much of your energy into making that happen. I had no idea, I had no doubt, and there was no idea in my mind that you would not just push it and push it and push it, and make it a wild success.
You know what's so interesting is before the show started today, we were sitting in the conference room here at LA Talk Radio, and Dee Wallace said almost the exact same thing to me. And I guess I never really thought of she said something about like you're like a dog with a bone. You pull an idea out of your ass. And it was something along that line. I never really...
Dee Wallace, I love her dearly, and I saw her not long ago.
I love her too.
She's just a very sweet lady, and, she's right.
I never really thought of myself like that. until tonight. But I guess I do that, right? It's interesting. When I was a kid, my mom loved stained glass windows, and when I was a kid in the 70s, coloring books that looked like stained glass windows were all the rage. And she found me a book about Aries. I'm in Aries, and it was all these different symbols of Aries. And one page, I'll never forget, it was Don Quixote charging a windmill, and it said Aries believes in miracles until she makes them happen. And I guess that's kind of, I just don't take no for an answer, right? I get an idea like, we're all going to love each other and raise the vibration. And then I'm in it 400%, and it never occurs to me that it's not going to happen. And, poor L.A. Weiss sitting next to me has to be my best friend and deal with the calls at 4 in the morning where I'm like, there are people who don't want to raise the vibration. This poor woman. No wonder her hair turned purple.
Who was temporarily his twin, right? We joked about that.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a great picture of L.A. and me right after she had her chemo. So she had very short hair, and she had her glasses on, and she looked just like you. She was a Chip Coffee doppelganger. I'll have to send it to you, Chip.
I did. I threw a scarf on, and I went downstairs because I was cold. And then I went to my husband, and I go, who do I look like? Who do I look like? And he's looking at me, and he's like, and I said, Chip Coffee, come on. Exactly.
I love it.
I love you, my friend. If you could give some parting words of love to everybody about why it's so important right now that we raise the vibration, what would they be?
Life is challenging in 2017, and it's probably not going to get a lot simpler for a while. So do what you can do, be what you can be, say what you can say, encourage others to do the same thing, because we need to pull together to make things better and to make things saner and to take care of each other.
So beautiful, and you are so beautiful, and I'm so honored to have you in my life, my friend. I couldn't ask for a better brother if we grew up in the same uterus.
Well,
goodness.
There's an image that I'll have to think about for a minute.
It went from a dog pulling out a bone out of its ass to your uterus. Where is this?
And these
show
are my
going?
spiritual friends.
Exactly.
For some unknown reason, I kind of like the thought.
I like the thought too. I think when we're old, we talked about how when we're old we're going to be in the same nursing home next to each other. I think we should just find a uterus and nestle in together.
Oh, I think we should. We've got to get those guys that are with you. Ha ha ha! You get to change our diapers.
That's Darby Hinton who's giving you a hard time, by the way. The wonderful Darby Hinton. He's my favorite cowboy. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for calling in. Everybody, the wonderful Chip Coffee, who is just fantastic.
Hi, Chip.
And now we're being joined by the beautiful Brian O'Neill. How are you?
Hello.
Excellent.
Somebody grab that microphone and say hello.
Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well, darling. How are you?
I'm well, and you got your purple on. Everybody wore their purple.
I got the memo.
Did they make you do the photos and the testimonials in there?
Your Honor, I did not do all of that. But
We'll catch you on the way out and make you do it.
Okay.
Did they make you do the testimonials or did they just pull you in here, Darby?
A testimonial?
Yeah, I have little things you can read like, "Hi, I'm Darby Hinton, and I love the vibration."
Oh, he hasn't done that.
You don't look anything like Darby Hinton.
I know. I'm not nearly as good looking as Darby Hinton.
Or old.
Or as hairy.
We're old. Thank you. Thank you from the peanut gallery.
Oh my goodness. J.P. Morgan is done on this vibration.
At least 20, 30 years.
I hate him.
That's the case.
I say that with love.
Because we've known each other for a super long time.
Yes, we have.
We just keep bumping into each other, don't we?
Yes, we do.
When 2 years ago, 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, so before my mom passed, before there was a vibration, Brian made me dinner on my birthday. And I didn't know that part of the wonderful dinner was I was also going to get this beautiful spiritual encouragement. And you said the most beautiful things to me that night. And you said, there is something coming for you. And when it does, your whole life is going to explode. And you're right on the edge of it. And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to get some fancy. I thought it was an entertainment thing. And then last year when I shot a psychic pilot, I thought it was that. And then when I started the vibration, I think everything it became is exactly what you were talking about. And you're right, there was going to be a big shift in my life, and here it is. So did you ever think at the time you were telling me that maybe what that thing might be was something like this?
Well, I never know what form anything's going to take. But I did feel that you had both an energy and a purpose. And I was just encouraging you to identify that and be at peace with that and to grow that. And we even talked about you starting to do some filming in coordination with your radio show.
Yeah.
And so you started doing that.
Here
and
I am.
The comedy thing. Yeah,
really.
Bada boom, bada bing.
I'm on camera right now.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing a lot. This is our first sort of official video for the movement.
Okay.
But I'm going to be doing some stuff just like that, putting more of my thoughts on camera as it relates to.
So behave
to
yourself.
this
This
movement.
is all being documented. Okay?
It's okay, but it's a video party.
It's a video party.
It's
We're
a
all
video
on camera right now.
party.
Now we're all
We're
hopped
on
up on
Facebook
sugar.
Live. We're at
Yeah.
IamRaisingVibration.com.
They're so
And everyone's
good.
getting rowdy because everyone's high on Kelly Rivers cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wait a
Johnny
minute,
Whitaker brought
those kind of
candy. And look
cookies?
at where Scott was sitting.
This is LA. That's legal now. Are those kind of cookies?
No, they just have Irish goodness in them. Kelly made them.
Oh, high in the old way, sugar.
And we are being joined by my wonderful friend Jennifer Runyon. How are you?
Hey, Sheena, how are you? You guys sound like you're having so much fun.
Oh we are having such a good time. This is almost like it's my birthday and not Mom's, but this is the best party ever. Beautiful people giving me words of encouragement, and if I ever in my life thought that this was a bad idea to start this movement, certainly after tonight I could never think that. And you, my friend, have been so encouraging of this the entire way, and you know I'm such a fan of your humanity and of all the work you do on the world. And and you're my spirit twin because our birthdays are a day apart.
I know.
And I can't even imagine my life without you. So what did you think when I told you I was going to do this crazy peace movement?
My first thought was, of course you are. You know, how could you not be? You're the perfect person to start this. I mean, so many people love you, Sheena, and you inspire so many people. And what a great fit, right?
It appears that it is a great fit, and it feels now that I've gotten involved in this, like there was never a time in my life when this wasn't what I was supposed to do, and that everything I've done in my life as an artist and as a person, every single talent or experience that I've amassed along the way has been to lead me to this, and I really believe that this is what my life is supposed to be about. I tell this story on the show sometimes, but I'll tell it tonight because it fits, because it's Mom's birthday. My mom always had this thing that she would say that was funny, that wasn't funny, but she really believed, because she'd had such a really tough and horrible life, that the only reason she was here was to give birth to me because she thought I was going to do great things. And I guess it's a lot of pressure to put on a kid, but that was the thing she would say. And then we would laugh. It was like a funny thing, and then I would laugh, and she'd say, so you better do something great, kid, because it's the only reason I'm here. And then we'd laugh.
Yeah, no pressure.
So after she died, I was cleaning out her office, her mom cave, and I found a journal that she had written to herself. And in the journal, she had said, I honestly don't know why I'm here, except to have given birth to my daughter, because I really believe that she is here to do great things. And I went home that night, and I was ruminating on it for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden it sort of popped into my head that she had it right, but she had it backwards. It's that I was put on this earth to spend the first half of my life, because she died 2 weeks shy of my 49th birthday, the first half of my life soaking up all of her beautiful teachings so that I could spend the next half of my life sharing them with the world. And she was right about the connection, but it wasn't about me, it was about her.
Beautiful.
And she had that horrible life so that she could gain that wisdom, and then I'm the mouthpiece that shares it with everybody. And for something like that to happen to you right at the middle of your life, I mean, why would that happen except that's what it's about. So every day that I live in her memory and her honor, and I live feeling like I'm the luckiest person that ever lived, because I grew up with such a beautiful teacher as a parent, and anything that I can do to share the things that made me feel good when she said them with everybody to make them feel good. I mean, I can't think of a better vocation in the world. And I'm so lucky that I grew up in the arts, because I've amassed this tribe of beautiful people, and they're all helping me to raise the vibration. And all of them are so
That's so
dynamic and gorgeous and have such a wonderful, huge, big, well-lit spirit that it's like having somebody gave me like 100 billboards to just get the word out there, and they all shine so beautifully, including you, my friend. So if you were going to give anybody some words of wisdom about raising the vibration, what would they be?
I think I would have to say have a purpose, and if you don't have a purpose, you must find one. And you know, you may not find it right away, and like your path, you know, you didn't quite, you know, this kind of just came to you, you know, and but if everybody had a purpose or search for it, you know, I think we'd just all be doing a lot better. And always find solutions, you know, just always have look for the solutions and find your purpose.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm so honored you're a part of this tonight. You know how much I love you.
Well, I love you, my angel. And, you know, I wish I was there. I wish I lived closer. I would love to have been in that studio tonight with all of you.
I wanted a hug.
Yeah, Darby wants a hug.
Oh, I'm sending you all virtual hugs over the phone right now.
You know what we should? You know what we should promise each other? That we should get together for our birthdays this year. Even if I come down to where you are, and we should get together and have like a birthday weekend or something around our birthdays together. Wouldn't that be fun?
Okay, I think we need to.
Okay, let's do that.
We're spirit twins. It's just got to happen.
We're completely spirit twins. Because, all right, I love you, my friend. We're not only are our birthdays a day apart, but you know, my real name is Jennifer, so we're both Jennies, and our birthdays are a day apart. She's my spirit twin. Isn't she fantastic? Jennifer Runyon, everybody.
Yeah.
I love her. Okay, well, we're waiting for our next guest to call in. I keep promising that I'm going to read these wonderful things that people send in out of love, and then I keep getting distracted because I have horrible short-term memory problems, and I'm like, squirrel. Okay, here's one. This is from the wonderful Ann Walker. Everyone has been a guest on The Vibration, as all of you have. She put, you know, I think you're amazing, and your accomplishments are astounding. All the best to you and your crew tonight. Love. And this is from my dear friend Jeannie Russell. Congratulations, Sheena and the entire crew, for creating and delivering a great movement and radio show. I hope this will just be the first of many years. I would love to come another time and support this effort. It's the personal responsibility for all of us to do whatever we can to generate positive vibes. I will be chanting for the good energy to lift us all and heal these troubled times. We are all in this together. Love to you all. Aren't these beautiful? I love when people are... I'm trying to find the one from Joan Van Ark because I mentioned her earlier. Oh, here's one from Carolyn Hennessy, who was the very first guest on Raising the Vibration Radio. I personally feel how much you've raised the vibration in the short year you've been tackling the world's problems. Congratulations, honey. The work that you do will come to all of us tenfold. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you. I tell you, you guys, this is maybe the best day of my life. From Angela Rockwood, please send my love, light, and powerful manifestation vibes to your whole crew. Continue being an unstoppable force and bringing light back into the world. It's easy to do good when you feel like there's such a powerful energy pushing you along, right?
Absolutely.
Darby, you're delightful. Are you enjoying Kelly's cookies?
I am, even though I found out they aren't the magic ones.
Oh, but they are magical.
They're magical. They're just not the...
Everything from an Irishman is magically delicious. Didn't you know that?
Yes. It's
with the name Darby, yeah.
Hello.
Come on.
I know, so you get it?
Me and my little people.
Okay, here we go. So this is from Joan. Sending love and congratulations to the one and only Sheena Metal for starting a movement that couldn't be more timely, raising not only the vibration but also our collective spirits as we march into the holidays is needed this season now more than ever. For that, we celebrate tonight and thank Sheena and her mom for this special party. Love and hugs. That's from my darling friend Joan Van Ark, who wanted to be here today but couldn't be here. So, she's such a lovely lady, isn't she? She's darling. Kelly, you've hardly been on the microphone. Are you okay with that?
I am okay with that.
She's just sitting back watching her.
She's like, no, she is a silent partner that no one ever knew existed.
She is. She's
I like that.
I like that about her. If I didn't have a public life, I would be a silent partner. Believe that or not. That's what.
Yeah, you wouldn't be silent about anything. Come on.
I'm kind of the opposite of most people. The more you get to know me, the shyer I get. Look, I have water bottles. I got a little overheated, so I put those water bottles next to me. I'm not used to being on video where every single thing can be seen. We're waiting on our next guest to call in.
Hasn't stopped us.
Sorry. You guys are like the trouble boys in the corner.
No, well, you know,
if I was
no,
the
first
teacher.
of all,
No,
he realizes that he's on video. He goes, "Oh, I can't be eating." I went, "What do you think? Of course you know you're on video."
We're helping him share
I'm
because
drinking a ginger ale.
he was trying to figure out how to share the link
Where
on
we
Facebook.
are.
So we got it figured out.
We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com.
Thank you very much.
So I shared the link.
That's where we are. Okay, I'm gonna put a
They're
bug
bringing
under.
me into 2017. Soon to be
Right.
18. Can you believe
Yikes, stripes.
Yes.
I'm gonna see if I've got two guests that are in the queue and they're supposed to be calling in.
Flying car. I want it.
Oh, I want the flying car too. Are we ever gonna get that? You know what I don't want is the self-driving car.
Oh, those are
That would be
frightening.
bad.
That scares me.
And it'll be self-driving airplanes and
Well, they kind of do. Some of them, right? Because
yeah,
autopilot.
but it's still nice to know that there's
a backup
human, somebody else.
Checks and balances.
Now, see,
What a
there's only
concept!
few of us in this room that remember when they took the navigator out of the cockpit.
Yes.
And that was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there used to be 3 people in the cockpit, a
Yes, there
navigator, and when they took him out, so there was only 2.
Because now
they're
that's
gonna
all. It's all computerized.
Oh yeah,
all
they'll get rid of
navigation.
all of it. Yeah.
There's no navigator in the
No,
cockpit
not anymore.
anymore.
No, it's only a
That's what
pilot
machines are
co-pilot.
for.
Your mommy never let you know that, but yeah.
I don't fly.
I guess I never thought about it, but I guess that's true. Just the pilot goes in by himself. I'm not a
Two
pilots.
Two pilots. Co-pilot.
Okay.
But then there used to be a guy with charts and maps, and it was the navigator that
I'm not a fan of flying.
the 2 of them where to go.
Now they use Waze.
I'm so tranked up by the time.
Diane just lost her thrill for flying.
I was good with flying, not now. Thanks.
Brian, how important is it when you write music, because you're a brilliant musician, to put something for the world in what you write?
Well, you know, I think that, as I've explained to you, I think on one of our shows or one of the many times I've had a chance to talk with you, as your life progresses, so does hopefully your spiritual growth and your ability to relate to, do, and be about things. And recently, the last couple of years, I've been writing a lot of songs that could almost be theme songs for your show. Almost,
Oh, good.
You know?
We'll use them for the movement. Nice.
Your desire to want to contribute to the overall being of the world, and for people getting along. I mean, I have a theory. I say everyone is on the planet 100 years more or less, and we are all composites of things and spirits and people and DNA and thoughts and ideas and science and learning and mistakes and successes that have come before us. You aren't just your own 100 years, right?
Yeah.
So this is why we make progress and move forward. And so I'm at that stage where I'm getting a chance to really do some more contribution. I will tell you, though, I've been writing such nice, wonderful, spirit-oriented music now. I'm ready to, drink Jack and play rock and get to the night.
Keeping the balance, right?
you and me both, my friend. My band wants to put our band back together, and it's kind of a raunchy, sexy 80s tribute heavy metal band.
What was your bass?
Surprise me.
Yeah.
What was your bass player's name?
Yeah, Ernie.
Ernie was there. I was
Yeah,
Ernie
he was
last
at the
night.
improv show. And it's called Beer Bong, and the songs are not PC. So I'm sort of thinking, well, can I be the vibration girl and also
From someone who's never had a drink, even.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Beer bong.
I've never had a drink. I know. Can I be the raising the vibration girl and also, have a song called "Quit Thinking, Start Drinking" and
I think something
it's
you said
fun,
earlier
Darby.
about how it's all no matter what the politics are, no matter where you came from, no matter color, creed, it's about looking at the positive and the fun and the joys of life and how much we already have and how blessed we already are. I think if people just got more into the gratitude of how great it is. I mean, I've said it before. I love waking up in the morning, taking a hot shower, going, you know what? Somebody diverted the great Colorado River to show up in my house,
right?
Heated with natural gas, pumped in, so it's the perfect temperature for me to take. And I'm just blessed with that because I've been to countries where water is a very scarce thing. And if you just can start with more of that gratitude and being thankful.
The attitude of gratitude.
The attitude. You know, and every religion talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one talks about you have to have the gratitude and the thankfulness.
But for Brian, don't you feel like when you're writing music that is uplifting for you and that it's coming from just such a deep place inside you?
It always has in a way, but I don't know how much depth of place I had in my 20s. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, amazing when we get older, huh?
Yeah, well, again, but it's also the evolution that we all go through as
that was
people.
The learning stage, the 20s.
Well, it was.
We all learned lessons.
We could call it that, but it's all positive. It's like every stage of your life and every part of your participation, all the things that you're able. It's not just how much too that you grow. Mm-hmm. It's how much has grown around you and how much you're able to absorb, you see. So, and I agree with you. My mother is from Arkansas, and she's a very proud, feisty, driving, if you don't have an appointment, don't expect me to be here, 91-year-old woman. And she grew up in Arkansas in a small little shack, and she reminds me how she had to put wood into this little oven stove to get the coals going in the morning, every morning, outside in the summertime. And somehow the transference of the appreciation, just Darby, like you were just saying about the Colorado River, the warm water, I'm always amazed. I go like, I got everything. Yeah. You could have more, but I'm in a very blessed and special place, and many of my friends and people are, and I realize that many people are not. Mm-hmm. But one thing I have to say about our people here in America, this political piece, we have to start listening to one another. Yeah, and there's this thing they call hard listening, mm-hmm. where the person's saying some stuff that, like, excuse me, but you have to hold that excuse me and just let them say what they're going to say until they're through saying it, and then speak and share.
Yeah.
We need more sharing. The shouting at one another, the name calling, any of that. Who has time for that?
The hate for hate's sake.
Oh, or just the defensive, argumentative, I need a point of opposition type of thing. No, you don't. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm agreeing.
Wrong.
You need some points of cooperation and being able to agree to disagree and understand one another's differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's more than just in politics. It's in life. Yeah. It's in everything.
Yes,
we need
absolutely.
to be able to talk. There are, there are hunches. There are people that don't like that. What I love is the diversity.
Sure.
And I have come to appreciate that and love that so much. The God creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it, Mother Nature. If that power made every snowflake different, they must love diversity. They must love diversity.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I just love seeing that, and we got to get out of the tribe mentality of we all have to band together because there's not enough for everybody else, and so
we need to keep it all to ourselves.
Because
that's why this tribe has started, because we are not. We are not that kind of tribe.
Right.
Right.
Our tribe's better than any other tribe.
I'm raising the vibration
Brian,
of my allergy to air conditioning.
Listen to understand and not listen to respond.
Yes, and never you never know somebody else's story or their journey. So you shouldn't judge until you know. My wonderful friend Erica Irvin is here. How are you, beautiful? It's nice to talk to you. Thank you for calling and being part of our anniversary.
Hi, Sheena, and happy anniversary.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm wonderful. It's wonderful to hear from you. So when I told you, because we've been friends for a few years, that I was going to start a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity, what did you think, darling?
Trigger warning. I'm going to read you a quote that I got from Goethe, I wish the stage were as narrow as a typed rope, therefore no incompetent dare tread upon. You are one of the most beautiful people I have encountered in my life, and you've taught me a lot about myself and about being physically different in this world. I've been just briefly listening to some of the conversations, and I just called in, so I apologize if I was a bit tardy.
No, please. I'm glad you did.
I think in this politic right now, one of the things we are failing to do is listen to each other.
I agree. I completely agree. No, yes, we're not listening to each other, and we're expecting everyone to be exactly like us. We're not. Somebody's calling someone from like 1982. You know what? Part of saying I'm an active and open and aware citizen of the universe is not saying everyone needs to be a carbon copy of me. It's enjoying that people are different. Yes. If everybody was exactly the same, boy, would the world be boring.
We'd have nothing to talk about.
And I don't know that I like words like tolerance and acceptance, because it makes it seem like there's something wrong with somebody and you have to kind of grit your teeth and squint one eye to deal with them. But I do think there needs to be an overall
embracing
and loving of everyone, and not expecting people to vote like you, to look like you, to like the things that you like, to eat with the things that you like, to live where you live. The beautiful thing about the world is that we're all different, and that's the beauty of the world.
And we're all weird in our own way.
We're all weird in our own way.
And the other thing I love is if you ever look at anybody, that person does something so much better than you ever could.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but that person can do something that you couldn't even dream of doing.
Yes.
Well, and if we were all the same, we couldn't learn anything.
I agree. I totally agree. Erica, if you were going to leave some parting words about why it's so important that we all raise our vibrations personally, what would they be?
That's an interesting question. If we are going to raise the vibration of the nation, I think what we first have to do is to learn to listen, learn to compromise. We're not compromising enough in this world. What we're doing is we're creating this big group think and punishing people when they don't have the same narrative. If your narrative challenges their narrative, we have to be able to share and understand the complexity of thought, not just in diversity of physical form.
Yes.
We need to share in the diversity of thought instead of forcing people to believe a certain way.
Yes.
There's nuance here that's going on. I mean, people seem to shun complexity, and they go for these talking points that defenestrates critical thinking, and people are not able to come to a place of agreement, especially when they start name-calling. Privilege shaming is such a problem right now.
Shaming of everything is a problem right now. I mean, people need to feel
you
empowered.
You don't educate through shame. You don't educate anybody by shaming them.
No, people need to feel
for who they are, what they believe.
People need to feel empowered for who they are, Erica. People don't need to feel like they have to apologize for who they are. The only people who have to apologize for who they are people who are doing things to oppress others or take others' rights away or hurt others. Nobody should have to apologize for just letting their freak flag fly. That's the beauty of all of us. We all have a freak flag that lives inside of us.
Even, all right now.
Oh, even Brian O'Neill has one. Even Mr. Brian O'Neill has one. You know what, sweetie? Everything you said is so beautiful, and I thank you so much for calling in, and I just want to tell you that I love you, and I'm so thankful that you're my friend, and I thank you for the gift of our friendship in my life.
Love and hugs, Sheena. Thank you so much for that.
You bet. You take care of you, my sweet friend. The wonderful Erica Irvin is here. And now in the studio with us, some of the Glow Girls, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. My friend Patricia Sunny Summerland and Eileen MTV O'Hara. Hi,
hello.
Girls. Did you come in here to body slam my vibration?
Well, you know what? This handsome man is worth a good body slam.
Isn't he something?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
It's really
I thought
sexy.
She was pointing at me.
You too.
Yep.
So Brian O'Neill is still here with us. Darby Hinton is here. J.P. Morgan is here.
Hi,
Diane Piak
everyone.
is in the back. Kelly Rivers is here. Patty Negri is here. And now we have to take a really quick break because it's the beginning of our last hour. So we're going to do our station ID and our show IDs, and then we will be back with you in just minutes. And we have more people calling in, and I have some more wonderful messages to read. Then it's Raising the Vibration right here on LA Talk Radio, and we're right back after this.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
Background in there. No, we haven't did our. Like, oh, no, it was Sam.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
I know. Experience. You share those pictures
you have. Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's not.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.
My good buddy, who you would have got if the three of us had ever gone any place to building with.
It's Raising the Vibration right here on LA Talk Radio.
Oh, by the way, loved him.
Kelly wants one of her own cookies. We're at raisingthevibrationradio.com. We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. We're back on, kids. Look at God, the wrestlers get in here, and then everything goes crazy. I just want to point out really quick so everybody knows that where Scott Travis, the wonderful candleman, was sitting, there is nothing but a pile of wrappers. It looks like a little kid on Christmas morning.
Christmas chocolates.
Christmas chocolates are everywhere.
He went to town on that.
We're
He's
now
better than a rail.
beginning our 4th hour.
Whoa.
How fun
Woo.
is this? It's our
Is this like a
1-year
telethon?
anniversary
It's gonna be
party.
24 hours.
I want, yes.
Jerry Lewis.
I'm going to change 6 times and get progressively drunker as the night goes on. At the end, I'm going to be sweating. I just want you all
Or
to
a
send money to
sugar
my
rush.
kids.
Look at these.
I want
mini
you all
gummies.
to say this to
my
yourselves.
favorites.
Hashtag I am raising the vibration. Put it wherever you want. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are live on Facebook right now.
Woo!
At Facebook.com/I am raising the
Hello.
vibration. We're live on Facebook, and we are also live on LA Talk Radio, where we have been since 5 p.m. tonight. Almost all of the Vibration Council you have heard from. We have one of my best friends is a nurse. She was a musician, and then because she had a lot of medical problems herself, she saw how good medical professionals were needed, and she changed her life and became a nurse. She was an RN, and now she's a clinical nurse specialist. She was going to be here tonight. We call her the rock and roll nurse, and she is part of the Vibration Council, but she had a medical emergency and had to do something at the hospital and take care of one of her nurses. So she sent something for me to read. She was very sad that she couldn't be here, and I wanted to read it really quick because she's also been a friend of mine for over 25 years and is like my sister, and I'm honored to have her as part of the council. Now all the council has represented in some way. My dearest Sheena, first and foremost, congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of Raising the Vibration. We've known each other through many lifetimes, and needless to say, I am proud to say that we have been friends through it all. The world can only use more of what you and the movement have to offer now more than ever before. I'm sorry that I'm not able to attend the recent events in person. Being in healthcare, the patient is always first, and my duties at the hospital have kept me away, but only temporarily. I carry you all in my heart and am wishing you all the best as we move forward with a leader such as you, full of love, light, and joy. We can only continue to soar higher from here. Cheers, and see you all very soon. Suzanne Groff, the rock and roll nurse.
Amen.
How about
That's
that?
awesome.
That's beautiful.
That's
That
the
is
kind of
so
beautiful
beautiful.
people that are part of this movement, and like the wonderful J.P. Morgan and my beautiful friend Kelly Rivers, who made those cookies. Please have one.
Price out their homemade.
I feel sort of like, and all the wonderful guests that are here,
Smells
Darby,
so
like you, that have been on the radio show, I feel like I have been lucky enough to sort of amass this beautiful group of souls, and I just feel like the luckiest girl in the world to know you all.
And we are very lucky to know you.
My glow
Might
girls
I say,
are my new
Sheena.
best friends.
I am so thankful for meeting you because I have been wanting to raised the vibration for years. I have been trying to get everyone to do a little act of kindness every day and challenge people to volunteer, help someone, donate something. And connecting with you has really helped me. I mean, I just love being part of this. The more people that do this, the better it's going to get.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Absolutely.
When you met me, obviously I've got the Sheena Metal name because you girls are new friends, and you knew I had a radio show. So when you got in the studio to talk about wrestling and about the resurgence of the Glow Girls,
the Glow Netflix and the Glow Girls
and the Glow Girls, how did you feel when you discovered that I had a peace and love and kindness movement?
I actually had stalked you on Facebook before I went on your show and knew that you did, and I wanted to be on this show so bad because the book that I wrote, I was trying to find a non-preachy way to tell people that we have to take care of the earth. We have to take responsibility for our behavior, and we have to grow up, people. And I just recently told a friend that we have the choice to be whoever we want to be, but most people just won't put in the work. And we can make ourselves into something great. We can make this world into a beautiful place. We just have to put in the work.
I agree.
And you need to find a freaky way to do it. That's the thing.
Well,
Why are you holding yourself back? You were on the cusp of it.
I know. Well, I just needed more freaks to join with because I am I am buck wild eccentric, my friend, and I embrace that. And I think people should understand who they are. Buck wild eccentric, baby. And
I was nervous there.
But we have to make the most of this life and our lives and give of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes us a whole person.
Yes, and my motto is a sunny smile and a sunny hug a day keeps that negativity away. And that's what I believe and stand for. And I am Sunny, the California girl, for a reason, after all.
Because you're so sunny.
That's right. And I'm a rock and roll chick, though.
And Roxy she asked me to give you her love.
Oh, she was going to.
yes.
I think she's going to call in.
I think
she
is.
Yeah. Okay, well, she's going to give it to. She's going to give it to you, baby, in person.
I
Woo!
told her to call in when you guys were here.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like you need a hug more than just once a day?
Well,
as
yeah.
many times as it takes.
I
until your
dream
arms,
about
yeah,
hugs. I do.
tired.
I dream about hugs. I do.
My mom heard something once that she used to always say that if you get 10 hugs a day, it starts to add time to your life.
Yes.
See, and I'm a really good hugger. I'm a very good hugger.
And same
I give
thing with
wonderful
hugs and pets, too. Don't forget about our fur babies.
If you have 10
that
pets
keeps
a day?
us, yeah. I love my kitty cats, and they keep me sane.
Pretty soon you're the crazy cat lady.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. That's love, and that's unconditional love. Our dogs and cats give us unconditional love, and that's the world's best.
That is the lesson of unconditional.
And they keep up, and they don't take as much space in the bed.
Kelly has a beautiful dog who is a healer, and every week when I go to her house to have dinner, first thing I have to do is I have to hug Antietam. Because she has like such spiritual stuff in her that is beautiful, and she hugs back, like she'll wrap her arms right around you.
I had a cat that did that.
Yeah.
I had a cat, he'd run up and throw his arms around my neck, and he'd kiss me on the lips. I'd never had a cat do that before. Put his lips right on mine. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Oh, my God, he's kissing me. It was crazy. But what a sweetheart.
Yeah, I think but that's another way you can share love. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can get, because as human beings, I think we thrive on connection. We need that connection. And there are many ways to get that connection. And, hug people, be nice to them, hold a person's hand,
No, there's been a lot of studies.
Just land a few words at it.
Scott Travis has come back to pick up his candy wrappers.
That was you.
I just wanted to talk.
Those were mine.
Those were yours.
Oh yeah, blame the fat kid.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about this wonderful candle that Scott made, because everybody here is so creative and everybody's made something. So we've been talking about Diane's graphics. We've been talking about Kelly's cookies, which I swear to God we're going to put on the Raising the Vibration store site.
I'm going to snort it. It smells so good.
And this is Scott is a brilliant candle maker, and was it JP? Was it you that said that you smelled the candle and it smelled like me?
Yes, I was the one that called you and said, I can't believe I love the smell. And it reminded, I go, it smells like you.
So-
I don't know how he got your essence, but yeah,
So,
you're
so
right.
Scott is so spiritual in the way that he makes candles that every one of the candles he does for me, he believes he's put a little bit of my energy into. I don't know how he does that. That's magic. But
Can I smell you?
Would you like to smell me? This is our new candle.
I lit
called
mine on Sunday night
Vibration.
after I got. I'm sorry, Monday night. I lied. It was Monday night, and it smelled fantastic. It's wonderful.
I can smell that. It's great.
I'm
I used to
so
have a
glad.
candle store called Candle Mania. Did I tell you that?
I would have been stalking
with
you.
Damien Chapa from Blood In, Blood Out. Oh my gosh!
I would have.
Oh, I wanted to
absolutely
run,
been stalking you.
but it worked for a while.
Mm.
It was fun. He went in the back and he actually made his own candles. Yeah,
It smells like romance to me.
Yeah, out of the
Oh.
box.
Sweet.
Romance with me?
It does. It smells like
No, it is.
romance.
It's nice. It's very.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to smell me now. What kind of cookies did you
Nice.
bring
I
tonight?
like it.
What
It's
kind of
powerful.
Kelly's cookies do we have?
What is that? Chocolate chip.
It smells good, right?
It looks like chocolate.
They're fantastic.
You don't smell sheep.
Jeffrey, you're not in a microphone. You're just wandering around like a random thing.
Well, I had to get
Is a random thing.
So what do you think of the candle, Kelly?
I'm talking to my mother.
I like the candle.
It's
lovely.
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
Does
is a little sweet.
Does it smell like me?
You know, when you light it,
Not a mandel.
when you light it is not. It's a very
not a
fresh,
mandel.
I love
nice.
nice candles. The ones that smell
mandel?
like men's cologne.
Woo!
I just love them. I call them
Old
mandels.
Spice.
They call them mandals.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
man.
trying to organize our last group
Yeah,
of calls
see,
here.
that's
Slipping
something
in
that you
on our
handle.
last hour,
Woo!
we're slipping.
Well, you do have wrestlers present.
I
so
know, really. With the
yeah.
I just found out Johnny Crawford left these. I didn't know my buddy was here earlier.
No, Johnny Whitaker left
I didn't
those.
say Crawford. I said Whitaker. I never said the word
It's
Crawford.
a Johnny.
Johnny Crawford, Johnny Crawford.
I know that
Uh-oh.
to you. I said Whitaker.
I used to watch Johnny Whitaker's shows.
He made out with me when he came in tonight.
Oh
You
my
missed it.
goodness, I missed that.
Yeah.
Made out with
He
you?
did, yeah. So he likes.
He's always trying to upstage me.
I know. He's.
I don't think that's possible.
Johnny and I have an interesting relationship. We go on dates and sometimes we make out in public. I don't know what to call that. Is that friends with benefits?
Friends. I was just going to say that sounds like
Hit
friends.
miss.
Yeah, with
It's
with special
friends
benefits.
with really strange benefits. I think is what we call it. So when he came tonight and the camera was on, I had no idea. But nothing says I love you like a nice makeout session. Not that I expect everyone who's been on the show to make out with me, because I absolutely don't.
That's not the testimonial I have.
But I'm not
to,
complaining.
No.
So I'm going to try and get Roxy, the girls' other cohort from Glow on.
Mrs. Roxy Astor.
Talk a little bit, one of you, about how you kind of spread love through Glow to your fans.
Oh, it is amazing. The Afterglow Fan Party was a show that Roxy created, and we wanted to just interact with our fans because we had a big following on Facebook. And we had all like 11 Glow girls up on the stage, and then we called the fans up, and they were in the hot seat, and they would ask questions. Well, it became the Afterglow Fan Party at sea, and now we vacation with our fans, and we now call them Fanmily.
Yes, exactly.
And
Family.
because they are more than fans, they are friends and family now, and we spend the entire time with them. We don't just appear once or twice. We go on the shore excursions, we do all the events and activities, and we have shows and play games, and it's hilarious.
They get to see us in the morning without our makeup on.
We have breakfast, yes.
How about before coffee?
And
Sunny's
at night when we're all drunk
person.
together and laughing and singing,
Yeah.
and our mascaras run and their mascara runs.
Oh, it's
and
great.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a hoot. But some of them have told us that we saved their lives, and they said one of our cruisers said that he was dead inside until he came on the cruise, and now he's alive again. And it's not just them that have changed.
Oh,
It has
yeah.
changed my life. I have grown so much because of the love I've gotten from them.
Yes.
And I love it. It's
changing and changing reactions, nerves, people, friendship, love.
Love is
And
all there is.
changing for transgenderism as well, because we had a special Mike Bello, who's Vanessa Bello, come out fully.
He
on this
became
cruise
Vanessa on the
and
cruise.
was the prom queen.
Yeah.
And she cried.
We made her our prom queen.
Our honorary prom queen. It was amazing.
So one of your fans came out as transgender on,
Yes.
on the fan cruise.
Yes,
And then you made her the prom
Well, we
queen.
had an 80s prom night
Yes.
as one of our big
Beautiful.
events, and
It was
she
awesome.
showed up in this beautiful prom dress, and I said, "We got to. She's our queen."
Yeah.
We had to pick a king and a queen,
And ever since then, it gave her enough.
just picked.
nerve to stand tall and be proud that she's a transgender.
Yes, well,
And
she's now Vanessa.
Hear me roar. Yeah.
Yes.
So on Facebook, she's now Vanessa.
She's
She's
Vanessa.
no longer Mike Bello.
And she's
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life.
I love that.
Sweet.
Yes.
And so we've got 2 calls coming in right
we're
at
leaving
once.
from New York to the Bahamas.
Yeah,
on
this time
one.
we're
They're all different.
You should come.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun.
I've got a card on me, as a matter of
It'll
fact.
be the
I'll
most
give you
fun
card.
you've ever
Yes,
had
I
on a
do.
cruise in your life.
Bring your 5
Afterglow fan party
I
cruise
went
dot
to
com.
school on a cruise ship.
Oh, you did.
I went around the world.
You did. That's a true story.
So-
Okay, we've got 2 calls coming in right now, and I put them on together. It is our wonderful Roxy Astor.
Hi, Roxy. Hi, Roxy.
And the reason that I know you girls,
We miss you.
The last member of our Vibration Council that you haven't met is my wonderful friend Robert Samo, and he's on the line.
Robert. Hi, Robert.
How's it going?
Hi, honey.
Miss
How
you
are
too.
you?
How you feeling, Robert? Robert wanted to be here tonight, but he's not feeling great. I'm so honored that you called in.
Oh, what's
oh, yeah,
wrong,
that
Robert?
bronchitis is kicking me in the teeth.
Oh, I'm so
no.
sorry,
Oh,
my
my
friend.
Gosh, you sound like crap.
That's what. At
But he
least
still gets on his messenger and he sends me things every darn morning. I'm like, you're up already, my
Way to raise the vibration, Roxy.
Robert.
That's right.
I keep East Coast time.
Oh yes.
Now, Robert is one of my very best friends. Robert was my intern when I worked on the Howard Stern station. And
Wow.
We became friends.
16
and
years ago.
16 years
Wow.
ago. He's like my brother, and I love him.
I love Robert.
So, Robert, when I told you, because you've known me a long time and you've seen me through a lot of stuff, when I told you that I was going to found a movement of peace and love and kindness and unity, what did you think?
Not surprised.
Nobody was
I
surprised.
pretty much sat there and go, whatever Sheena's ever wanted to do, she's done. So why should this be a surprise to anybody?
Wow. That's kind of shocked me tonight that everybody says that.
You are a formidable woman, and I don't think anyone would want to stop you, and I believe you could do anything you wanted.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you prefer, I can lie and just go against the grain and say, no, that didn't work.
No, I want you to absolutely tell the truth. I love that story. Roxy, when you met me first before I met MTV and Sunny. And
Right.
Robert introduced us, and you came and did my show. Were you shocked when you got there to find out that Sheena Metal actually also had a peace movement?
Well, I was actually shocked that you didn't know who the Glow Girls were. So
You didn't,
No,
Sheena?
I knew who the Glow Girls were. I just didn't. Honey, I'm Robert's friend. How could I not know? But
look,
I didn't
Sheena,
watch. I didn't watch
Sheena,
the
we
show.
are so in love with you now. It doesn't even matter. Okay.
You can't get rid of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit though, I had not watched the show.
I know. I love that though, because I was watching you. You were on the computer, like learning, and you were asking these questions. Wow, she is good.
So you stalked her too, because I stalked her on
Yes.
Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, everyone is stalking me.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, and it's just with all this other crap going on and all this bad stuff, and it's just nice that somebody's doing something, like this. And I'm trying to keep up with you, Sheena, because you're just like you're out of control with this.
I know. I've got.
Like, hey, I'm having a show on Thursday. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm there. Oh crap, I can't be there Thursday, but I'm kind of there. So I think
you
it's
are.
amazing. Now you got candles. Wow.
You didn't get a candle?
And
Smell
cookies
just like
and,
her.
and
I
chocolate.
candle. I
Smell
love
just like,
it.
and I have a candy line that's coming for this too. There will be vibration candy.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
baby.
you got my address? You got my address?
I just feel like
Hey, we need to bring those on the cruise. Let's
Yes.
put
Yes.
candies and candles on the cruise.
That's right.
Candles, cookies,
They're
and
also
problem is you
bringing
can't
me
light 'em on the
cruise,
ship.
just
Yes.
so you know.
I just
You
think
can,
that
you can eat the candies, okay? You can
Right.
smell the candles and eat the candies.
That's right.
It's all about smelling the candles.
It's
and eating
rock
the
candy, baby.
That's what life is
Just
about.
hand out the candles on the last day of the
Scott's
cruise
gonna
because
smell
as
his
much
own
alcohol
candle.
is flowing on the
That's
Norwegian
definitely not
ship.
allowed.
You want to make sure people don't,
Oh, yeah.
light them on their own.
Or don't drink the candle.
And that,
Start the
that would
cabin on
probably
fire.
be me
So,
on the last day.
so Robert, I'm so honored that you agreed to be part of our Vibrational Council, and you are such
I'm honored that you asked me to.
Oh my God, you are such an expert with all things secular religions that I know nothing about, and I've learned from you over the last 16 years, and I learn from you every day, and I'm so honored that you're a part of this. What do you hope people take away after they watch the show or after they learn about the movement? What's your idea of raising the vibration, and what do you hope people take away from all this?
You know what? I hope two things that come out of this, and especially with society, because right now we have all those exposures that are coming out in Hollywood. The sexual assault stuff, the pedophilia stuff, and how horrible it is. And I want all that stuff to continue to come out. But from the vibration movement, as the other flip side of the coin, to be hopeful that things will continue to get better, and that although all the sad stuff that's coming from this exposure will bring light to the darkness that has permeated through this industry for the past 95 years.
I agree. Amen to that. I agree. And I think that the only way that we are going to the only way that we're going to stop darkness is to pull it out from under its rock.
Shine a light. Shine and keep on shining.
Human beings are an animal that need edges. If you've ever seen The Dark Side of Chimps, we can be angry primates. Yes. And we need someone to corral us, which is why we have laws and rules and governments. Mm-hmm. And I think a beautiful thing, for all the crazy things the Internet's done, a beautiful thing the Internet has done is it's corralled us into now people aren't going to be able to be as abusive with others as they were, because they know everyone's going to go on the internet and hash me too. And, unfortunately, human beings need some discipline. And I think the fact that we as citizens now are making others accountable for things that are not okay by bringing things to light and making people who've been victims of something or something else feel like they don't have to be ashamed. They don't have to be scared. They can admit what's happened. We all have each other's backs. To me, the Me Too movement is a lot of like, hey, we all have each other's backs. Whether you suffered abuse at the hands of a woman, a man, whether you're a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. No one has the right to take advantage of someone else.
And that's also part of
and
taking responsibility.
To some big hulking men too, like Kevin Sorbo and then Terry Crews and all these other people.
Sure.
It's going across the board.
Crazy. There's so many.
But just remember, from all the poop that comes out of this, we can use it as fertilizer.
That's
there
true.
you go.
That's true. Roxy, how about you?
Robert, that's so sweet.
Beautifully put.
I love his words of wisdom.
Yes, thank you.
Roxy, when you think about talking about raising the vibration, what does it mean to you?
Anything positive right now. And like Robert said, all this had to come out in order to heal and to let everybody, because you always have like one person who's going to come out and talk about it, and then you got 5 more, and then you got more. And it's just, I think it's making us aware of really what's going on, because this stuff's been going on for so long. I mean, and it needs to stop. It just has to stop. Will it stop at 100%? No. But, if anything good, positive, like whatever we can do or you can do, it's anything positive right now is a good thing, because there's just so much crap going on in the world that it's just overwhelming right now.
Yeah,
so I think it's amazing what you're doing, Sheena.
Thank you.
That's why I'm on board with anything you do.
Thank you,
anything
my friend.
You do. You want me to come clean your house?
Yes.
I'll come clean your house.
Yes. Let me think about that, Roxy. Yes. I think that you have a really good point.
I'll light your candles.
Oh, honey, you can light my candle any day.
Yeah, you'll eat the cookies too, won't you, Rox?
And
the candy.
And you
Yes,
can eat
I
my
will.
cookies.
I know.
These cookies are good.
I think that you bring up a really great point, Roxy, which is that every little bit of good helps. None of us are going to fix the world in a day. No one person is going to fix all the problems of the world. But every little tiny incremental thing helps. And so if you say, well, today all I could do was these 5 good things and it probably doesn't amount to much. No, because if everybody, I talk about this all the time since I started this movement, if everybody on the earth just every day got 5% kinder, the tsunami of kindness that would take over the entire world.
Even 2%.
Right, and what is that? It's a couple
2%,
extra thank yous and
anything.
pleases, leave somebody a tip, let somebody cutting in front of you on the freeway.
Yeah.
Just basic human kindness, the amount of stuff that would grow.
Just pay it forward.
Right.
Like Starbucks
Right.
today. The person behind me, I bought him a cup of coffee, and they were like, oh my God, thank you. Simple things like that make somebody's day.
Yes.
And if we continue doing that, that negativity is going to stay far away.
Yeah.
And we can beat them down. That's it. Powers are numbers. Numbers is power. And thank you, Sheena, because you're awesome for doing this.
Thank you, my friend.
And I was one of those victims, by the way.
The more
not to-
people that you add,
So-
the more people that you add, the more people that you reach. That's more people adding to the
Oh, yeah.
kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more people that you gather with and befriend. Robert?
Right. I was going to say, and opening up dialogue, just because you don't agree with somebody's political stance or religious views doesn't mean you can't be friends with them.
Absolutely.
Hear them out. Be open to their ideas. You can still disagree with them, but at least pay attention to their worldview and see how it influenced their life.
Lightning and I are completely opposite ends of the political belief system, but she's one of my very best friends.
Sure.
I love her dearly. You know?
Yeah.
She's crazy, but I love her.
Yeah. Everyone's different. Everyone's opinions will be different.
You're just happy you're an inch and a half taller than Lightning.
Yes. I pile drived her every chance I got.
That's right. You got to wrestle her.
Oh, that's
Little
so
Lightning.
sweet.
Did you ever think? Did you ever think when you tuned into this tonight that there was going to be pile driving mixed in with raising the vibration? This is maybe the first time
A
in the
few body
history of
slams.
humanity that anyone's ever mixed pile driving
Yeah.
and raising the vibration. It's a first, people.
Pile drive that vibration.
Woo! This show is a night of firsts.
Hey, you got to set those foundation posts.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Good one, Robert.
Yeah.
Good one, Robert.
All right.
Always has a good one.
Waited because we wanted to see if we got it.
You two are
Good one,
absolutely
Robert.
wonderful. Roxy and Robert, thank you for calling, and thank you for being a part of helping
We
us to
love
raise the
you.
vibration tonight.
Bye. Bye, Rox.
I
Bye,
can't believe
Robert.
We've managed to get all these phone calls in at the same time. I have a couple more testimonials. I mean, not testimonials, but I'm gonna do those later. I've got a couple more
Textimonials.
lovely lovely messages of love that people have sent.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. You just leave them off now.
All right.
There's nobody on.
I know, I'm like sweating. I'm in my Uggs.
Darby, talk a little bit about
38
your
degree
journey,
weather.
sort of your spiritual journey through raising the vibration in your life.
Yes.
Go, Darby. Go, Darby.
Well, you've talked
Go,
about that on
Darby.
my show, so.
I know that's kind of an open question. What part of it? I mean, I started young. We've talked about it here, knowing the differences, appreciating, viva la difference.
Because your mom, you like me.
Yes,
Our moms were very
much alike.
similar. Yeah.
Very similar. Yeah.
No, I mean that in a good way.
Oh yeah, okay, sure.
I do. I can little things about Sheena's mother, and I love her through at Stensha.
So many people, I think, feel like they know her.
Yeah.
My mom was she was a Scorpio, and she was
Yes.
quiet like a lot of Scorpios, except for Sunny and Roxy. And she, she was more taking things in and watching than she was participating. So I don't think that she ever thought this many people would be following all of her teachings. I think it would make her very happy, but I think it surprises her. So yeah, I mean, JP feels like she's his mother, and he never even met her. So that's the beauty of what your words can do and what your energy can do.
Well, because she boiled it down to one of the purest thing, and that's love.
Yeah.
Everybody understands love. We were talking about pets earlier. They understand
Yes.
love. We
Yeah.
understand when they're giving us love. Whatever language you speak, the wonderful music you were talking about being written. Love is that vibration that does shine a light, like you said. How do you get rid of it? You open it up with love. Yeah, and you have to be accepting. If you have a loving heart, you have to be is accepting the right word? Willing to listen, like we were saying.
Willing.
It's beautiful. This is from our friend Angela Rockwood that couldn't be here tonight. Everybody tonight, basically, that you're seeing on the show, either is part of my Vibrational Council, and JP is the only council member that's done the Raising the Vibration show. But I want each one of you to come and do the show and come and sit with me for a couple hours and talk, because it's important that people get to know you through radio. And then everybody else that used Darby and everybody else who's been here are all people that have been guests on the show. So they're all part of the Raising the Vibration family. And this is from Angela. She put, "Please send my love, light, and powerful manifestation vibes to your whole crew. Continue being an unstoppable force and bringing light back into the world." I'll tell you a story. The very first time that I directed the Vagina Monologues. I'd been here at LA Talk Radio for 3 years, and I'd amassed this wonderful group of fantastic women that had been on the show, and I decided I was going to direct this thing. I'd never directed anything in my life, and I was going to I was going to ask them all to be in it. And I remember I put together the mailer asking them all to do it, and as I went to hit send, I thought, you gotta be crazy. These women aren't gonna do something you're directing. They're gonna think you're crazy. But then I pushed the button, because as Dee Wallace so beautifully and genteelly said, I'm like a dog with a bone, and I pull an idea out of my ass. and a couple hours later, I was in tears that so many people got back to me and said, of course I would love to do it. And if they didn't do it, it wasn't because they didn't want to, it was because they were filming or they were out of town, they couldn't do it. So I feel the same way about the improv shows. And Darby did my show this time last year at the Improv, which was my mother's memorial, because she loved when he was on Daniel Boone. So tonight, when I put this show together, we put this entire show together in 3 days. I did the Improv Sunday night. I made the plan with Sam Hassan, our station owner, Sunday night. Monday morning, we started planning this thing. Me and Scott and JP and Leonard, who's outside. We threw this thing together in 3 days. So when I emailed everybody that had been on the show, 54 people had been on the Raising the Vibration show, and I think we have 15 members of the council. I thought, who is going to come down and do this with me in 3 days? And the amount of people that either said yes, or that either called or came or sent things for me to read in, well wishes. I mean, I'm completely blown away at what 72 hours brought, that all of you just uprooted your lives to be here.
Well, I think the deep, dark secret is that people do want to feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do want to feel connected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tiring to fight, to always be in an argument, to always be looking for, and just to be that tense. To, let go and let God, or let go and let love is just such a wonderful feeling.
And what you're leading is important.
Yes.
This is an important thing that we all need right now, that we all need to continue and get your tsunami washing over mankind, because it's very important that it happens.
I like that analogy.
I agree.
It's true.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I'll
right.
go for 2%.
Yeah.
If they can commit to 2% improvement,
Yes.
I'm
That's right.
happy.
So,
the tsunami.
So parting thoughts. If you, let's all,
come on.
if you had, because we've got about 10 minutes to go. If Eileen, MTV Eileen, if you had parting wishes for what you hoped Raising the Vibration would mean to people, what are they?
I hope that people would understand, search themselves, understand who they are, own their person, who they are, and own their behavior, and become better for that.
Beautiful. How about you, Sunny?
I would just say anybody who has done wrong out there, make that wrong a right. Like I was telling you, I was a victim of rape. Will I say that? Yes.
So sorry, sweetheart.
In showbiz, my very own manager. And I was out of the limelight for many years. I did come back strong because I didn't let it defeat me. And as you know, I did Playboy and many other things. I said, it's not going to bring me down. And I'm back. And women in numbers, not to discount the men, and I'm so thankful that men are a part of this.
Yes, me too.
Because it is men and women, not just men in the business. Okay? We have to be positive. Lend a hug, lend that smile. Like Sheena says, I say Shayna because that's my little girl outside there, and her name's Shayna.
Really?
Yes, she's out there. She's like, Mom, do I have to go? She just had some dental work done, so she's sitting out there miserably right now. I drug her from LAX. I said, oh, come on.
Apparently Siri thinks my name is Shayna.
Yeah. I know. Is that funny?
I will type in Sheena, and then I will look down, and has corrected me. I'm like, no, that's not my name.
But power in numbers.
Yes.
And it's so great that like-minded people like ourselves who are loving people and want to make this world a better place. So let's do it. Yeah. And what you're doing is fabulous.
Thank you, my friend.
So you've got my support, 110%.
Thank you, my friend. Darby, how about you?
I'd love everybody to know this isn't a dress rehearsal. You don't want to get to the end of it and go, oh, or be, I'll be. To me, one of the saddest things are the people that I'll be happy when. Mm-hmm. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I get the Swiss show. Whatever it is, just choose to be happy now.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you have. Be thankful for what you have. go to bed at night and say, you know what, I'm thankful I have a bed and a soft pillow or a hard pillow if that's what you like.
Amen.
We are so blessed that we really don't have the right to bitch as much as we are. And like you said, enjoy the diversity. Look at wonder at other people. If other people go off, start your sentence with, isn't that interesting?
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you just,
Yeah.
isn't that interesting
That's
that
a positive.
person is
Yes,
reacting that way?
absolutely.
Instead of going inside yourself and getting your defense all ready and getting your shoulders ready and getting into a fight. Just, isn't that, wow, that person really needs to vent. So that's what I'd love to take away with
beautiful.
it. I'd love to help the
Yeah.
movement and be a part of it any way I can.
I would like
Yeah.
you to. I'm going to talk to you about a little something right afterwards. Diane, how about you? What parting? And everybody who doesn't know, let me say again that Diane created this beautiful
Oh,
logo.
nice.
All of our banners, all of our logos,
Very good.
all of
Woo!
our graphics are all this wonderful woman. And
Thank you.
I don't know what I would do without them. What would you like people to leave tonight with?
Well, basically, if you look inside yourself and you see the light and the love within you, it empowers you. And that is, an empowered person surrounded by love is a powerful person that could change things. So I think that's huge.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
And let me
Yes.
just say really quick, Sonny, that Diane is a Scorpio.
All right.
And
Woo!
this was made by a Scorpio.
You
just so
see? We do got talents. We do.
Oh, and
No,
I
I
We
wanna
got
know what
skills.
you
I was
wanna-
made by a Scorpio.
No, I want
See?
to know what you want to get
I-
out of
we have
this.
to get to
I'm
everybody
sorry,
else. so-
Everybody else first.
No, and I'll.
We really
yeah.
have to hear from him?
No, we don't need to listen to you. We've already
I will
heard
do
enough
mine.
of
Patty, come in here and tell us yours.
I'm squishing on in.
Oh, here.
No, this is perfect. I kind of like it. I feel like, no, it's to really, it's like, it's going as simple as choose happy. I mean, it's that
Choose
old,
happy.
my mom used to use that glass half empty, glass half full. Go with the glass half full, because honestly, we are to the point where our humanity depends upon it.
Amen.
And,
Yes.
integrity counts.
Yeah.
Ethics count. It's not about morality. It's about integrity, virtue, and ethics. And choose happy.
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. JP, you want to come somewhere to one of the microphones? And
It's fun.
JP doesn't really need a microphone.
Come on, JP.
Oh, Lord. Okay, first of all, look at me, everybody on camera, and they want me to squish.
Now he's being shy getting in
Make
here.
yourself small.
I'm just going to pick it up.
There you go.
Well, basically, like you said, Patty, it's 9 years ago. I used to have a reputation of being like suffering from severe Gidget's disease. And I was a Pollyanna. I was always happy and everything, and I'm going to hurt him. But 9 years ago, something happened, and I lost my joy completely.
Aww.
And it was, a lot of hassles, a lot of stuff going on with me personally. And what I had to discover, and I've shared this with Sheena on her show, is that finding my joy was always there. It was inside me, and I was waiting for somebody else to bring it to me, and which is like laying on the Shea Lounge of life and going, oh, cocktail, ain't happening. So I literally had to get by myself and just said, you know what? I did. I didn't shut out people, but I had to shut down me to find me. And I did. And that's why. It was finding my own joy, which was already there. It was inside of me. I grasped it. I realized the things that got rid of it before were not as mighty, were not as strong or as important as my happiness. So that's my takeaway.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Wow. That's beautiful. Scott? What would you like people to leave with?
Well, I already said it before, but I'll say it another way.
Come to the microphone, my
we
friend.
should take some note on our animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unconditional love. I hate to say it this way, but you can throw a cat against the wall and it'll come right back at you. Because it's
maybe not a cat.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm saying, just, not saying that I would do that, mind you, though I don't like cats very much. But no, I would never do that.
Metaphor.
First of all, let me
it's
just
metaphorical.
say, if you don't like cats, you have to leave my studio. Secondly, if you throw a cat against the wall, it'll come right back at you. But when your back is turned, it'll shit in your shoes.
Yeah.
It's a cat.
I wouldn't know that, but I'm just saying in general. It's like we should take a little note from our animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unconditional love, and they're there for you, and we should be there for everybody else.
Yeah, I believe this is kind of crazy, but here we go. Because this whole show hasn't been crazy. I believe in a past life I was an elephant. When I look at elephants, I can feel what it's like to be in there, and I've always been so connected to them. And sometimes when I start to get bunched up about things, I think, what would an elephant do right now? And I think, well, an elephant would first be tribal, and always protect their own, and try to live in peace, and then if that didn't work, just to stamp the shit out of everybody.
I think you would pick that because it is the smartest animal on the planet.
Yeah, well, one of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What? Yes, Mother. I was. She gets to go last because I've known her the longest. It was my plan. L.A., would you like to speak into Darby's mic?
You can't see how red
so
I
cool.
am.
So what do you hope everybody leaves with this, sweetheart?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, oh gosh, there's so many things, right? I was so busy listening, I didn't formulate a thought. But I think probably I would want to speak to people who are sitting there, whenever they get around to listening, are really struggling with the thought because of where they are seems so dark. I've been there, done that, depression, anxiety, the whole thing, most of my life for a really long time. And but I fought it. I never let it define me. A lot of people didn't ever know it was going on. And my whole thing every single day was I just want to feel better. I knew it was me. I never took it out on the people around me. That's key. Remember when we were talking about 4 agreements earlier, everything's us. What other people do has nothing to do with us. They're living their own weird inner stuff, and sometimes they project it onto us or take it out on us. But it's like, when people say like PMS and, oh, she's, no, you can choose to react to that. You can choose to say, okay, it's just my hormones, it's just me, I need to shut my mouth, and not take it out on people. And so, take ownership for everything that you feel and for everything that you think. Because it's never about the other person. It's always what's going on in you. And whatever's going on in you, if you don't like it, just strive to feel better every day. That was my thing for years and years and years. And eventually that led me to some huge breakthroughs so that stuff isn't really an issue. There are parts of it that never go away. Some of it's chemical. But when it comes on, it's like, okay, I recognize this. And it doesn't have any power over me, or it's letting me know that there's something going on that I need to look at. So for the people who are really struggling with the thought of just like, oh, joy, there might be a lot of baby steps for a lot of people to get from where they are to where that is. But if your goal is to just feel better every day, do what you can to make it so. I don't care if it's just actually getting out of bed and getting dressed that day. If that's your first baby step, that's your first baby step. And every single accomplishment will make you feel better. It'll make you want to get out in the world. It'll make you want to help other people feel better. And I think that's just the best starting point. At least that was my journey, and that's how I got where I am.
It's beautiful, and I agree. And I want to say again, before I say anything else, that I'm so honored to have all of you here, because each one of you is such a part of my heart and such a part of my soul, and everybody who's been on the show tonight. And I'm the happiest girl in the world. You've made my mother so happy on her birthday, and I'm just blown away by your beauty and your kindness. For me, it's very simple. It's all about light. It's about being a child of the light. It's about moving into the light and away from the dark as much as you can, and hoping that in you doing so, others will follow your example and do the same thing. It's realizing that love is all there is. Mm-hmm. It's realizing that kindness should be our constant human ideology. It should be what we lead with. It should be what we always begin and end with. It should be so innate in us that we don't even think of it as kindness. We're just doing it. It's just the way that we are. And peace. I'm talk about being a Gidget syndrome or being a Pollyanna, JP. I still believe, maybe not in my lifetime, but at some time I believe there will be world peace. Mm-hmm. And the ultimate goal of this movement even if someday I have to leave it to somebody to carry on after I'm gone, will always be that we are striving towards a time when there is peace in our world. And if we can't in our lifetimes make peace in our world, then we can make peace in our lives. And we can have peace in our tribes.
In our neighborhoods.
And we can have peace in our neighborhoods. And we can have
In
as
your
much peace
families.
as we can in our families.
Well, let's
And we
not go
can-
too far.
We can try.
It's a goal.
And then the last pinnacle word of the movement that some people cringe at and get all political is the word unity. And I know it's hard sometimes to understand. Unity doesn't mean you have to like what your neighbor does. It doesn't mean you have to accept what everybody does. It doesn't mean that you have to say, forgive someone for committing a crime because we all have to be unified. But it means that we have to understand that all of us, every one of us, lives on this planet, and we all have a right to be here. And we have to find a way to live harmoniously with each other, even if we completely are in vehement disagreement with each other. You don't have to like what someone does, but you have to acknowledge that they have a right to be here too.
Yes.
And if we thought as more of a unified force, if we thought of ourselves as stronger in numbers, if we thought of ourselves as one human animal, one human species, and not spent so much time thinking about how different we are, and that doesn't mean that you can't celebrate your individuality, because you certainly can. I am so proud to be Irish. I'm so proud to be an Aries. I'm so proud to be a woman. I'm so proud to be an artist. I'm proud of every single thing in the world that I am. But I understand that all of those things are beautiful, but basically when it all comes down, what I am as a human being. And we're all human beings. And we need to start thinking of our sameness and not always of our differences. Retain your ideology, retain your individuality, but think of yourself as a part of the whole. And the minute we all start thinking of ourselves as a part of the whole, and we realize that your struggle is my struggle, is your struggle, is your struggle, is your struggle, that's when we're all going to get on the same page and start moving forward as a unified force. So those 4 words always stick in my head, and they're the 4 words I founded this movement on. I do believe in energy. I believe in a vibration. I believe we each have one, and collectively there is one on the earth. I believe there is one in our country that needs a little help right now. I believe there is one in the state of California, which I'm so proud to have been lived in now for 37 years. I believe that there is one in our beautiful city of Los Angeles, and we need to make sure that we keep all of our vibrations high, whether they're community vibrations, family vibrations, tribal vibrations, most importantly, our own vibration, because that's where it starts. So if you leave after this enormous 4-hour broadcast, if you're not asleep, hello, is anyone awake? If you're still awake, what I would love for you to leave from this, I hope that you have seen that we're all going through the same things, that we all have the same worries and struggles, that we all have 3 basic needs in the world. We want to be good at something, we want someone to love us, and we want to feel like we have a place in the world. That you've seen a family tonight that's a new family that's kind of been thrust together, and you see how we're all getting along and we're all loving each other despite the fact that we're all very different. And you understand that every day, every one of you who's watching right now or listening right now, every day you can make a difference. My mother had a beautiful expression: you can't help how you're born, but you can help how you live every day.
Amen.
Yes. Every morning when you get up in the morning, you can change your life, and you can change how you live, and you can make changes in you. And that's the power that we all have as human beings on this earth. So I love you all. If you're looking for us online, we're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. The radio show is at RaisingTheVibrationRadio.com, which is at LATalkRadio.com. I'm at SheenaMetal.com. I'm on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at SheenaMetal. Find me and go to this movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity. IamRaisingTheVibration.com. Until I see you again, until I see you somewhere, contact me if you need help. Call me, reach out to me, reach out to one of us. We're all here to help each other. I love you all. Keep using your vibration, because I promise you, we are making a difference in the world. And we'll see you next time. Thank you to everybody.
Yes.
And thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Raising the Vibration with Sheena Metal, only on LA Talk Radio.